versus.
I did. That was pretty intense.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Osprey versus Ricochet. He was talking about wrestling being like an anime sometimes, and I'm like, if you want to see an anime wrestling match, here you fucking go. And it's Osprey versus Ricochet. Last year's Best of the Super Juniors.
There's a channel called Red Keymon.
Okay.
1.7 million subscribers.
I follow. Go on.
I just want to say that I'm 1, jealous, 2,
Suing for libel. Trademark.
Sure. TM.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. That's kind of a lot.
It is a lot. Okay. I'm just gonna check this audio here. I'm gonna mute my microphone real quick.
Sure.
You could turn on the gain.
I did. It's all the way down.
Really?
Yes.
Can you hear me just fine?
I can hear you A-OK.
I'm talking about John.
I think we're gonna have to go through the headphones and then
How the hell am I gonna hear him?
just by putting on. Just give me a second
Sure.
while I think.
Yeah. No, I dig it.
Okay, Jerry, you wanna talk?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear him, Jerry?
Good enough, I suppose.
Yeah, I can hear you A-OK.
Okay. Now.
Yeah, as good as it's gonna be.
Why don't you just bring it over here?
Because I don't have to. All right, let's see how echoey it is now.
Sure. Testing 1, 2, 3. Blood. Sure. Testing 1, 2, 3. Blood.
That's actually not that bad, and you can hear just fine, Jerry.
I can hear fine enough.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good then.
Okay.
Welcome everybody to episode 1 of Mutant City Blues.
Basically, we're just going to be
Not talking at all.
setting up characters.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to make the screens bigger or stick our faces somewhere more obvious, but either way, it's fun. This is probably more of an audio medium, unfortunately, because there don't have lots of maps and tokens, but if you'd like, we can put some more shit on the board.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping that we would eventually get, like a.
Yeah. Well, I could do face cards and stuff. I have faces.
Yeah, but I was hoping that we could somehow put up a character sheet that way we could see.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Oh.
Probably a lot better than this sort of thing, which is what I was thinking.
Just
Yeah.
now, what is that?
Now that's a miniature sub. And
I literally don't know what to say to that.
Not the
it's
Nissan
all right.
Honda.
In all honesty, though, I was planning on using character faces as a chance to using Roll20, I should say, to display character faces. Normally, when I'm running games in physical in the meat space, I will hand out character cards with people's faces on them, which works pretty well and makes sense. The issue being, of course, that I don't have, things when we're in the virtual world. But luckily, I can just copy and paste, say, someone's face into the chat, and you can see what they look like.
Nice.
Yeah. For example, does this work?
So this guy looks like Logan Paul.
No, anything but that.
So to not talk over each other, we're all gonna pass around the Rubik's Cube of discussion.
Nice.
I don't know how I would have given it to you anyway, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's a virtual Rubik's Cube. Let's not mince words here.
Everyone, this is Jet Wong. He's gonna be our game master.
Hello.
I'm Freedom.
Frenchie.
Let's get going.
Okay.
All right. So, Mutant City Blues. The year is 2027, which seems really far away, but is way closer than it seems. And mankind is different. The world has changed, but crime is the same. Right now, we're going to take a look at both of your characters and your ideas, and we're going to work through, build them up, and past that, we'll see where we're at. Okay?
It's interesting that you said that, because in the description for this video, I said, crime has changed, and so has crime solving.
Interesting. I think the tagline is actually crime is the world changed, but crime did not.
Oh, that's what I should have said.
Can we just go with that? Because I think that's the coolest one.
Yeah, it was two parallel trains of thought, I think.
For sure. It sounds badass. There's no doubt. So, for any viewers who either tune in later and are watching this in not real time. Oh, and by the way, you should make a post on Facebook. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I will do that.
Tag me about it. This is Gumshoe. Gumshoe is not a system like D&D, although I guess I should say it's a role-playing game system, right? Role-playing games are basically rules and tools to facilitate fun with friends. The same way playing Tag, or Red Rover, or Catan, or Twilight Struggle, etc. are all just ways to facilitate the interesting interactions. Some games, like video games, oftentimes what you do, the experience is more important, the stuff that you're reading. But I think RPGs are more focused on the interaction, you to me. Some RPGs are very mechanically heavy, and the value is more in what your character can do. But I think that systems, especially the Gumshoe system, which is what we're going to be using today, really focus in on facilitating play, and what comes out of it is more important than what you put in. That said, there are some really cool twists. John, so how did you hear about Mutant City Blues originally?
I said that I wanted to play a game that was detective-based, and you said, let me see what I can find. And you came up with, you came to me specifically at first with Mutant City Blues, and you said this is a crime, like, procedural game that has mutant powers.
Yeah.
And then I think you sold me on the Quaid diagram, which if you can see, you can see it right here. This is the Quaid diagram. So in this universe, powers are not arbitrary. They are mapped, and they are specific. So you can see here, let's say somebody with wall crawling, like Spider-Man, is very likely, it's possible that they could have webbing, again, like Spider-Man.
Some sort of man who is similar to that of an arachnid.
Right. They might have, you can see it's connected via this dotted line, they might command insects, they could have venom, they could have blade immunity. Now these things are not things that Spider-Man typically has.
But I've seen some incarnations where he's got some weird powers.
Yeah, like if you ever go to the Marvel Ultimate Universe, you never know what you get there.
I'm pretty sure he was autistic and could project force fields in that version.
Yeah.
And he was like 12.
Yeah.
That part's not a joke.
No, he is 12. Yeah. Now
he was also a pig.
Yeah.
Luckily, we're not playing Spider-Man. We're not in the Marvel Ultimate Universe. The theming is, and this is also for you guys, because although you've read it, I want to keep the tone correct. The theming is specifically supposed to be like a daytime TV show, right? It's not cable. You can only say shit once.
And there it was.
Yeah. Right now, Freedom's wearing a creepy mask, and John Redmond is just John Redmond, so we're going to be not safe for work. We're going to get way more X-rated. But the theming is supposed to be that of Law & Order, CSI, so you're not going to see constant edgy shit. And heroes, being you guys, and hopefully Kasai and my other friend Alex, when he joins, probably today, don't go around shooting criminals. I mean, sure, in a firefight, you guys pull out your guns and kill a couple guys, but it's important to remember that what you do is like, what would a TV character do? Ice-T wouldn't kill a guy in cold blood. It probably wouldn't be allowed by the network.
No, let's get this straight. Ice-T in Law & Order would not do that. Ice-T in real life, you never know.
That's true, yeah. So Freedom, I think you said you already had some powers in mind. Is that correct?
Yeah.
One sec. Let me finish my thought on the Quaid diagram, if you don't mind.
Please do.
So we were talking about wall crawling and webbing and stuff, Spider-Man powers. Now, in Mutant City Blues, you would never see a mutant who has wall crawling and webbing also have, let's say, gravity control or technokinesis or something like that. Their powers must be closely related. Now, you might see some skip over a power or two, and that's less likely. But you would never see it's like genetically impossible for a person to have more than to deviate from this Quaid diagram,
Right.
which is what I think is interesting. You don't have like arbitrary mutant powers.
Yeah, like Freedom, you played in that one Shadowrun game I ran, and
Correct.
like you were an orc in like the modern day.
Yes.
Like anything was possible, but that's always GM fiat. Mutant City Blues, the Quaid diagram only exists so that players can use it to solve cases, which is pretty cool.
Essentially, yes.
It even
Freedom,
said like
yeah.
at the beginning, if this isn't for you, dispose of the Quaid diagram. But I really think it is such a good tool
Absolutely.
to facilitate a story.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. The game's got a lot of cool stuff. All the Gumshoe RPGs are, they're great. The one I'm running right now is called Ashen Stars, and it's specifically Firefly meets Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Bless.
No, pardon me.
Bless.
God, what?
Just want to say a
In
quick
that
hello
instance,
to MetaChoco in the chat. Hello. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you. This will be less interactive than we normally do just because there's other people in the call. So, I mean, but
Don't apologize.
I just do want to say hi. Say hi to Randy Marsh. All right, go ahead, Jeremy.
Isn't he from South Park?
He is from South Park. And this man is obsessed with frog songs. Just
All right, excellent. So, that's the theme. Play cops. There's no private investigators allowed, unless one person plays the civilian contractor, and then the book actually has lines like "You're not supposed to like them" because they're the outsider.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's got all sorts of fun stuff like that isn't so much to mimic real life, but it mimics TV cops and TV stuff like that.
Yeah.
There are other games, and by the way, this is to everybody, look them up. Pelgrane Press. Their Gumshoe games are off the chain. Trail of Cthulhu is called Cthulhu, I guess the best way it could be, with a better system and better writers. I know that sounds kind of elitist and shitty, but it's just really good. Yeah. And
stupid,
Action
just
Stars
unopinionated,
is
just
like a
completely off
2000s
the
TV
chain.
show. So it's got bits like, plot arcs and like technobabble abilities, etc. Like
Right.
Geordie LaForge always saves the day. And have you guys ever seen True Detective?
Yeah.
I can't say that I have.
Most of season 1.
Okay, it's so good. It's still probably the best TV show I've ever watched. But they made one called Esoterrorists, which is basically True Detective.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It's a good. They're good. They're a good company. So, let's make you two some dudes, shall we?
Yes.
So you can use a
Dudes
piece of
and
paper
ladies.
or an index card, whatever is easiest for you.
Say it again, Jerry. I'm sorry.
Oh, sure thing. Just use a piece of paper or an index card, basically something to keep track of your character. We don't necessarily need to make it fancy or the real thing. It's just whatever's easiest for you guys.
No, we did print out some sheets.
Baller. Okay, so the first thing you got to think of is like a core, vague concept, right? Like, you guys are both mutant cops. You guys are working for the HCIU, the Heightened Crimes Investigative Unit. Both of you guys are mutants. And you'll have at least one, maybe two other partners who will participate in these cases with you. So you don't have to get everything. Do you guys have any general ideas or maybe a trope that you want to embrace?
Not necessarily a trope. I do have an idea for a character,
Okay.
who has very little in the interpersonal section of
Okay.
his or her what are these abilities called?
They're just called abilities.
Oh, interpersonal abilities.
There you go.
Maybe some bullshit detector and bureaucracy. They're very good at bureaucracy. There's rules to bureaucracy.
I do just want to. I hope we can bring this up before our next game, but here's just a quick view of the character sheet here. And then there's actually nothing on the back.
It's a simple game.
Yeah. So it seems like a very stripped down system.
Yep.
Would you agree with that?
It's a good thing.
Yep. It's you're not like min-maxing. I don't have a bunch of feats. I don't have a bunch of gear that I have to keep track of.
In fact, you'll notice there's no section for gear.
Yeah.
That's because you use the preparedness skill. If you think that you need something that's relevant to the investigation, you roll to see if you have it.
Nice.
There's stuff that you obviously will have. You'll always have handcuffs and shit.
Semtex.
the little stuff. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to want to do is, now that you guys both have a vague concept, is assign your general abilities. Do you guys see that section?
Yeah.
So those are general abilities. Now, in Mutant City Blues and all of the other Gumshoe games, you mostly don't roll dice to investigate.
Right.
General abilities, however, you are going to be rolling. Stuff like health, athletics, shooting, scuffling, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All those things you do roll.
Brandishing.
The system is very simple. To make a roll, you grab yourself a d6, a six-sided die, right? Then you choose to spend any number of points. You feel me?
Yeah.
That pool.
Yeah.
Roll the die and you add it. So that I don't remember if any of you guys have played an MCB case before, but the result is that you always know when you're going to win or lose a thing. Like the difficulty is usually around 4. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's a little bit less. But usually if it's around 4 or more, and you kind of have power over when you'll succeed or fail.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
let me know if there's any questions you have, because there's a whole bunch of different abilities there.
Okay. First off, let's think of names. I think that's a great place to start. I do want to shout out Max, our good friend Max is in the chat.
Hi, Max.
Max,
Let's not say his name.
Yeah, Fat Lou. I don't know if you know Fat Lou.
I do know him. Yeah, I know which Max that is.
Okay, all right.
He's a fine Max.
Fine
and if you
Max.
guys have ideas for cop names, aside from Freddy Five Fingers Mulligan, I'm already using that one.
You're already using that?
I am. I'm sorry.
I'm Detective.
All right, hold on. I gotta scratch some stuff out.
I'm Detective Joseph Thursday.
Cool.
Joe Friday. Nice.
It's actually not bad, to be honest.
Yeah.
Joe Friday is the main character from Dragnet.
Oh, never mind. I'm less excited now. You piece of shit.
Dragnet is, first off, one of the best shows on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, sure. The guy's name is Joe Friday. How good can it be?
You were super excited about Joe Thursday.
Yeah, well, that was before I realized it was just you copying something from TV. Are you going to be Bon Bolo?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's hear from the chat. Let's hear some names. I already see Detective K9 Solution. I like that one. Like, can we hear some more cop names?
I've already put it down on pencil. You can't erase.
You can't. That's permanent.
I guess I'm also a guy too.
I'm sorry to hear that, Meta Choco.
Oh, you're in the chat too?
Yeah. It's my responsibility, sorry.
No, it's fine.
I've taken over this stream. I'm the new Redman 89. I'm gonna stream nothing but StarCraft.
It's my camera's backwards, so I held up a gun, but it was off camera, so I had to do this.
Well, actually, here's an item. Here's an idea. One of you guys, I know this is gonna sound a little cliche, but listening about TV shows. One guy should be white, one guy should be some minority. I know it sounds a little less than politically correct, but that's how TV shows
I was actually thinking of making my guy Hispanic.
Sure, yeah, that's good.
But we're twins.
But we're also still twins. I mean, I'm just saying how these shows often work. Like,
right.
You guys have seen it.
Okay, that's fine. My name is gonna be Deadmau 5.
Should I bring up a name generator?
No. I got the last name.
Okay.
It's my last name's Gutierrez.
Okay, that's fine.
What do you mean fine?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's right. It's
like
good. Yeah, thank you.
What about Julian or Julian?
Julio?
Or
Detective Julio Gutierrez?
Yeah, JG.
JG Wentworth.
You don't know my maiden name. Thursday is my married name.
Yeah.
I took my wife's name.
I don't know how to spell
My wife's
Gutierrez.
name. You know what? Maybe you should do one that you can spell, John. No offense.
Well, then everything's out.
That's good enough.
What about we could do Garza?
No, I know people named Garza. They're not very nice.
We could do Cortez or Cortez.
I already wrote down Gutierrez, so.
God damn it. Okay. All right. So Freedom. Any ideas for a name? You don't need it now, obviously, but.
Joseph Thursday.
Okay, fine. Joseph Thursday. I just don't know any.
I don't know. You were trying to guide him away from Joseph Thursday.
Maybe a little bit.
The last person I played with, her name was Lady Baby.
That's true, but she was also like an underground, edgy, like criminal orc. Set in the year 2090.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, her name was Zoe Trope.
That's the most common name
shit.
in 2090 is Lady Baby.
Lady
Baby. It's like today's John Smith.
Yeah, that's the weird. No one knows how it happened. So you got 60 build points for your general abilities. Okay.
Okay.
I think that a score of 8 or better is very good.
Okay.
It's sort of like.
So if I put
14 or
all
16.
60 in driving, that's not good.
Entertaining. There actually is a twist, right? First of all, everybody gets 1 point in health for free. All right.
Okay.
Now, you don't necessarily need points in the ability to use it. You can use stability, you can be stable emotionally, you can make surveillance rolls, you can try and sneak around with infiltration without any points. You just are never going to get the chance to add it. It'll be purely up to chance.
Okay. And
So,
you said how many? 40?
60? 60.
And
There's also one more little wrinkle. You can never have anything more than double the next thing down. So, for example, if you have 20 points in health, you're very burly, very tough, very hard to kill. You cannot have anything else that's more than 10 above the next thing. I'm sorry. You can't have 21. Let's say that you have a 10 in mechanics and 10 in medic. Nothing can be 20 or higher. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely get it.
Okay.
It prevents you from dumping every single thing into
Yeah,
one
so I
skill.
can't have 60 in driving because then I would have my next highest skill would be 1.
Is
You
this
need something in 30.
is
Yeah.
this 60 only in our general abilities, or is
That's
that
correct. You must only put them in general abilities.
okay?
I recommend at least an 8 in health if you're going to be a cop.
Cat?
And Metachoco, spy mixed by Arson's not bad.
I like it.
It's Belgian, I think.
It's Belgian but with Irish roots. That's where you get the mix.
Okay. Well, okay. Can you tell me what scuffling is? Is that hand to hand?
Absolutely.
Okay. Filch is pilfering, stealing.
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do 10s. I think I'm gonna do 10 and 6 stats.
That works.
Tell me what you don't do.
Right. So just to clarify, if I have a 0 and that like half of rule that doesn't apply to like zeros and stuff, does it?
Correct. Also, it's only for the first 2, so it doesn't matter past that.
Oh, okay.
The highest,
Your highest can't be
double
more than double your
second
second highest. Okay, I
Correct.
see. I
But
see.
past that, you can do whatever you want.
That makes sense.
I do recommend at least a couple points in health and shooting.
Yeah, that's the first 2 that I put in.
But, I mean, you don't have to.
I'm just writing numbers down and then seeing if it adds up to 60 later.
It might.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Okay.
How good I think I am at something.
So, hey, Redmond89 Fanatics, what's the term for your fan base?
We don't do that.
Scallywags.
Juggalos, I think? Scallywags.
Yeah, juggalos. Yeah. I don't think that's copyrighted.
Play woman named Detective Mrs. Evidence. I like that.
No first name. Detective Mrs. isn't your first name?
People try and call her up, like they try and page her, but they never find her. They just always get connected to the evidence room.
And you gotta spell out the misses if you're nasty.
Yeah. MRS evidence.
Why'd you say it like that? I don't drive.
That's how she says her name.
I don't drive, Jonathan. So you gotta pick up some driving.
You don't drive. Your character just doesn't drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me copy and paste a picture of the character sheet into the chat or into the thing so people can look at it for a sec.
That'd be really great. Now they'll have to like type it in manually because they can't click on it. But
Well, he could put it in the.
oh, in the actual chat.
I was gonna.
Are you able to post links?
Yeah, I was going to put it on Roll 20, but go on, please continue.
He's a moderator.
Yeah, okay. So Randy says that we're in math class right now. It's super boring to him. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Randy. So we automatically get an extra one in health.
You start off with 1 in health for free.
Okay.
This is important.
Because if you have 0 health, then you die.
That's not correct. You die when you're at negative. I think it's. I want to say it's your health in negative numbers.
Oh, really? Okay. Do you think in real life I'm at negative numbers right now?
You look like you are.
Yes, I guarantee it. The actual way it works is once you go into negative numbers, you roll the d6, and you add. And basically, the difficulty of the roll is whatever your negative is at. So if you're at negative 3, the difficulty is 3. If you fail it, you fall unconscious. If you succeed it, you can stay awake.
Okay.
Look at this. Look at this shit. Roll 20 is the bomb.
Yeah, I like
Holy
it.
hell. This changes everything.
Oh my god. You could put up anything. You could get us banned from YouTube.
I could. Dude, this is so exciting. The power. So, let me know when you guys are all set.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I've got 10 in driving.
Mm-hmm.
11 in health.
And singing.
10 in infiltration, 10 in preparedness, 10 in shooting, 10 in stability. You know what?
Sweet.
I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna put a 5 in stability.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a loose cannon. And I'm gonna put 5 in athletics.
Honestly, John, if you want to play a loose cannon, and no shame in that, that's a classic cop trope.
Yeah.
0 in it.
Let's say I'm perpetually 6 days away from retirement.
Okay, now I'm going to turn on the air conditioner. You let me know if it's too loud.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine. I wish we keep putting ours in. So we just suffer.
Shit.
You just used all of our shits.
Shit.
Not that he could hear that.
Nothing's wrong. Shit. Hey, nothing's wrong.
Yeah, now you just rated. Now it's rated R.
Oh no, I did. Was that on tape?
Yeah. I mean, yes. Everything is on tape. At least you were wearing pants when you got up.
That's true. That would have been pretty awesome if I wasn't. Okay, so now that you've got your general abilities, your next step is to assign your investigative points. So here's the TLDR. You never are going to roll these. Never. You'll never roll these investigative abilities. Got it?
Right.
I'm like 20 points over.
Are you serious?
He's a Superman.
I just gotta adjust those stats, don't worry.
So, because you are cops, you are going to get quite a large number of investigative points. You're going to get 24. Got it?
Yeah.
Putting a single point in any of those investigative abilities is usually enough to make it clear that you're not a badass at it, but you're competent at it, okay?
Okay.
Ice-T, I have never actually seen Law & Order with Ice-T. I know nothing about him. Lou, what does Ice-T do in Law & Order? Does he have a job? Is he a cop?
He makes cultural references.
Yeah.
So
He knows about Brave New World
regularly?
expansion packs.
Yeah. So have you ever heard that line?
I have seen that meme, yes. And the ability to stand on ice without slipping.
Jeremy, I just want to say it looks like you are standing directly in the middle of a solar flare.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay. Hey, Saeed, you dropping the new car smell? Nice. We're bombing the house with new car smell.
We've got potential buyers coming in, and we need it to smell nice.
I'm not even exaggerating. The
I'm still
house now
10
smells
points
very thickly of a dealership. It's very, very pungent.
You know how expensive that new car smell is? That's fancy.
It's quite pungent. I'm going to close my door. It's quite strong. Wow. Okay. Jesus Christ. So he just started coughing wildly. So, sorry. 1 point is enough to make it clear that you're good at it. Here's how the game works. Anytime you want to use an ability, you just say that you use it. You
Okay.
do not bother rolling a die if you're using an investigative ability. Academic, interpersonal, technical. You'd never spend points. Got it?
Okay.
The one time you will spend a point is when you want to actually make a spend. Making a spend gives you something extra. Sometimes it lets you use a power for something more than what it's just used for. For example, you can use forensic psychology not just to make guesses about a criminal, but to maybe get under their skin. You could use bureaucracy not just to get you through something that would slow you down, but to make some guesses because you know how bureaucracy works. You can use photography not just to analyze photographs, but also maybe take some extra good photographs. Those all require spends. To use an ability the way that it's not normally used. Alternatively, you can make a spend and you just get something extra. You don't just get the basic clue, you get the clue plus something fun. I can't guarantee that that extra clue will be useful, but it'll probably be interesting. So 1 point is usually enough. 2 points is very good. 3, generally not worth it. Sometimes.
Okay.
4 is kind of unnecessary.
And so are these skills that we're talking about? These are all the ones on the left hand side.
Mm-hmm. Academic, interpersonal, and technical.
Okay.
And how many do we have again?
24.
You have a paltry. You ready?
Yeah.
I forgot it, Tom.
24.
24 points.
Who's the DM over here?
Not me.
All right, I got my general abilities.
Yeah, I got 24 in art history.
There is no max, but
This guy knows everything about art history.
he got his PhD in art history and then became a cop.
But nothing from the last 5 years, unfortunately, because he's also had a head concussion, and
I have anterograde amnesia. The only thing I know is art history.
Boy, that is some strong new car smell. Hey, Fat Lou, is he really a sergeant? Does he like command grunts around? Does he ever order anybody to their deaths? Or do you mean like a police sergeant? He probably meant that. He probably meant a police sergeant.
Yes, that's what he meant. Alright, rookie detectives, I need you to storm Iwo Jima.
It is an exciting and very profound new car smell. The car is...
This car is brand new.
Into my room.
This car is hot off the presses, boys. Do you know back before, like, I'm Jeremy Wong, I'm sure you know this. Do you know anything about economic history?
Yes, I like it a lot.
Like the idea of, like, people fainting on, what are they called? The lines where you would make like a car.
Like,
Yeah, man, the air conditioner changed everything. Assembly lines, do you mean?
Assembly lines, yeah.
I couldn't,
same here. Like people would just, like, the lines would never stop. Do not stop the lines for any reason. Someone dies, pull them off the line, have someone replace them. The lines do not go down.
Interesting. I was not aware.
when was this?
Yeah, thank you. Assembly lines. Thank you, Silk.
Before unions and shit like that. Before, what's his name wrote The Jungle?
Now, let me ask you this.
Upton Sinclair.
Anamorphology. Is
That's
that
the study of mutant abilities.
Oh, well. Yeah, I was going to make a joke about Animorphs.
That's what it's about, yep.
It's interesting.
That's the crazy thing, is that's what the focus is. Yeah, make sure that the audience can see what the abilities are. I'm sure that some of these guys would have a recommendation because, you know...
You have it. You have the character sheet up on the screen, so...
I do. One thing, both of you guys get 1 point in Cop Talk for free.
Oh,
you know what?
Nice.
Let's make it 2.
Can I forego that?
No.
No.
You're a cop.
I think that you try and forego it, Freedom, but unfortunately Thursday it comes back to him no matter what.
Okay.
He tries to lose the ability and it haunts him.
Okay. I gotta do math in my head, so you gotta be very, very quiet.
Ah!
Metachoco says that your screen is too small.
It's too small. I guess it kind of is. Hey, can you like embiggen this?
You know it, bro. Also, what does embiggen mean?
It's a perfectly cromulent word. I mean, it's just means to make something larger. Whether
Let me show you my third 45. Let me show you my 9mm thick. That.
Yeah, there you go. Though, can you drag it a little bit to the right because our pictures are behind it? There you go.
Yeah. So once you have those set up, and I do encourage you guys to split them up, you might not be able to get every investigative ability. So while you guys are working on that, I'm going to do an audience poll. Which Redman is going to die in line of duty first?
Is it Freedom or Jeremy?
Yeah.
That's the same person, jerk.
That's the twist.
Okay, so here's my skills. I have 1 in languages, 2 in law, 1 in natural history, 1 in research, 2 in trivia, 1 in bullshit detector, two in bureaucracy, unfortunately 2 in cop talk, 3 in influence detection, and that will go into my mutant powers as well. 1 in anamorphology, 1 in cryptography, 1 in document analysis, 2 in electronic surveillance, 1 in forensic entomology, 1 in forensic anthropology, 1 in fingerprinting, and 1 in photography.
Sounds good to me.
You have 3 in influence detection.
I don't put my numbers in. I don't make my numbers good to make my numbers good. I make them to reflect my character.
Boy, I'm getting kind of woozy here, guys. All right.
Take off your shirt.
If I do, I mean, if Medic Shoko wants to make one with us, he's free to. I will also note that if I die on camera due to new carcinol fumes, that'll be the first time.
Can you open up your window?
No.
The landlord barred it shut.
It's weird.
He nailed both of them.
You've got your investigative and general abilities.
Yes.
Have you coordinated this?
No.
All right, I dig it.
What do you got?
So just as a note, an average person on the street has no investigative abilities at all, and probably has health and stability at 4 each.
So we're like super cops. We're like
you're named characters.
Oh, okay. We have plot stats.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 1 in anthropology.
Nice.
1 in forensic accounting.
Black ice trees.
What's that? How many?
The black ice air freshener trees.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'm just gonna say if I say more than 1, if I don't give a number, just assume it's 1.
Mm-hmm.
Anthropology, forensic accounting, forensic psychology, history, languages, 2 in law, natural history, occult studies, research, trivia, 2 in bullshit, 1 in flattery, interrogation, negotiation, streetwise, anamorphology, ballistics, energy residue analysis, forensic entomology. I'm super into bugs.
Wait, is that what entomology means?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna
John's
change that.
name is the Bug Man.
Yeah, I'm the bugman.
I'm gonna change that.
You don't want it?
No.
What did you think it was?
That sounded cool.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Evidence collection, explosive devices, and forensic anthropology.
Okay, sounds good. Next up, it's the time of the fun thing, and I'm going to change the layer back because you guys are now going to choose your mutant powers.
I already got mine chosen, actually.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good job.
Jonathan, will you bring up a thing?
So you guys have a total of 40 mutant powers. Got it?
Yes. No, go
And
down.
John, do you know how to spend and buy them?
Give me 1 second.
Open office.
Sure.
Go to open office. I wrote my things down.
JR portfolio.
Yeah.
This is your stock portfolio.
It just says
It
sell
says-
in bold letters.
It just says buy McDonald's.
Okay. I have
3 points of read mind. You good with that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm
Okay.
Hey,
Read
just
mind.
as a reminder for how points works. I think Freedom knows this, but I'm going to say this to John also. You can choose start anywhere you want. A general power costs 4 mutant points, and then you've unlocked it. You follow me?
No, not really, actually.
Okay. How about we just let Freedom finish his?
Okay.
Okay. I have 3 in read minds, so let me write that down. Read minds, and I'm gonna put 3 on my rating, and I guess 3 in the pool as well. Threat calculus at 2.
Okay.
Calc 2. Okay. Lightning decisions at 2.
Okay.
And if I say something that is not a mutant power, but I'm putting this in the wrong thing. It's fine. Okay, lightning decisions at 2. Cognition at 3.
What is animated smurfology?
Cognition at 3. Technopathy. Technopathy.
Okay.
At 1, I believe, right?
Cool.
Well, Jonathan, will you read the rest off?
Yeah. Telepathy 2.
Telepathy 2.
Yep. Detect influence 2. And then suppress influence 1.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's
Cool.
that's more than 14 points.
40.
Well, you have 40.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
But,
So,
okay, go for it.
this is for John then. John, you ready?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Choose any power, just anywhere you like. Just choose it. Just choose a power that
Just-
you think you're...
Just right now. Just choose it.
Yes.
Acid spit.
I want to do autism.
You can't take the negatives.
I want to do there's one that I saw. Natural weaponry.
Natural weaponry. Okay, cool. You got the blades. So, what's the grid on that again?
That is 05C.
05C. Like there's going to be more than 5, right? So 5C. So, good news. You now have natural weaponry. To unlock it, to get it, right, it costs you 4 build points for general power, okay?
Okay.
Feel me?
Yes.
So you spent those 4 build points.
Yeah.
You then, if you wish, choose additional powers. You know how that works. They have to be adjacent, etc.
Yeah.
Now,
And separated by
also,
dotted lines.
Right. You have 1 and only 1 point in natural weaponry. But you unlocked it. You spent 4 build points, you unlocked 1.
Okay.
Now it's like you can pump points into it as much as you want. You could put all 40 in there if you wanted to. Or all 36 remaining points.
Yeah.
Once you unlock it, it's 1 for 1. Got it?
Yeah.
Cool. To cross a dotted line, that costs a 4-point tax.
So to get olfactory center, it would cost 4.
Exactly. It's 4 just to get there, then you spend, but see how there's that little magnifying glass, John?
That's an investigative ability.
Yep, so instead it's just 1 for 1. But remember, much like those other abilities, taking a bunch of points in those isn't really that useful, usually.
Okay. It's interesting. Now, if I like want to ask like what is an ability, could you show me like what is light blast? I feel like someone's light blasting in your room right now.
No, that's my power.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how do you fix white balance, by the way?
I don't know.
I'm sure there's a wiki how. With a lot of awesome, like...
They said you should paint your face black. I don't know. I don't recommend it.
Who does the animations for WikiHow? How much do you think they get paid?
It's
It's too much.
it's Chuck
Chuck Tingle?
no, not Chuck Tingle. Who did all the old Looney Tunes cartoons?
Jones.
Chuck Jones. Yeah, it's Chuck Jones does it.
That would be pretty sweet, by the way. Light Blast is a blinding beam of white light from your hands.
That's pretty cool.
Solar flare.
It does light. It doesn't do that much damaging. It doesn't do that much damage. It is count as assault with a weapon. So it's not a deadly weapon, but it is, you know. But using it in, yeah, it can count as assault. So there's that.
Interesting.
Yep.
I don't know.
Also, it blinds people because it's a light blast.
Right, obviously.
Obviously.
Jeremy, are you excited for Dragon Ball Super tonight?
Does your
Grandmother shit in the woods?
does your
Yes.
fandom love Dragon Ball Super?
A couple of them do, yeah.
All our friends talk about is anime, and I said, guys, I don't watch anime. I can't
Yeah.
relate.
By the way, Fat Lou had a great point, and noted that command birds is a skill.
Yeah. You want me to take it? I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care.
If you're depressed and have self-detonate, you don't come back.
Yeah. See, but the only investigative ability close to that is touch. Now, can you tell me what touch does? Like how I would use touch?
You touch
sure.
DNA and you figure it out.
No, it's that you grope things. It is considered assault once again. Here we go. Touch. I found the section.
Yep, this is evidence, alright. Sir, put your gloves on.
Are you sure it's just called touch?
It's just called touch. It's an investigative ability.
What the shit? Is that really a thing? That can't be right. That can't be real. It's gotta.
Am I reading it wrong? Do you guys see it? It's at O2B.
O2B?
Yeah.
What are you, high? What the hell is touch?
Bingo.
That can't be a real ability.
This
I just assumed...
this is my impression of a bingo reader who reads the numbers backwards. 52 0 52 0 Ognib.
Where the hell is touch? Okay, Fat Lou, do you see touch?
Just hit Control F on your freaking PDF.
You see it right here?
I don't believe you. Maybe they took it out because it was inappropriate.
Am I reading it wrong?
No, you're not.
Oh, I figured out. Okay, so let's not talk about how I'm a stupid little boy. So here's what it does, John. Touch just gives you really sensitive touch.
Okay.
Oh.
You can detect tiny flaws in objects. You can find wall safes. You can determine like where a doorknob's recent. You can find the warmth and heat of something. That sort of thing.
Could you tell a denomination of bill by its touch?
Probably. Well, do they have different? I don't know how money works in real life, so let's say yes.
Well, Abraham Lincoln would probably feel different than Hamilton, right?
Yeah, you can feel the hole in the back of his head.
What the fuck?
Too soon.
Anyway, with that said,
yeah, that's the closest investigation ability to command birds, so I don't know.
Is it really? There's gotta be something else.
No, there's not.
It doesn't
Command Birds
matter.
really isn't,
I'm a cop. I need at least one investigation ability.
You
I
have...
just can't believe, like, what can you do? I can command birds and control the wind, but you want me to solve a crime, and God help us.
I
Yeah.
wanted to try and get from gills to control mammal so I could control whales.
Now, if I did deplete oxygen, could I deplete the oxygen around someone's gun so it couldn't fire?
I think with a really high level you can, but you might as well just take kinetic energy dispersal.
Yeah.
Fat Lou, everybody, what power would you take taking a look at this?
Bless. Papa bless.
Thanks.
You've run out of blesses.
I have, yeah.
See, all of the investigation abilities are like up here, right? and then there's like
That would be
one right
rad.
here and like one right here.
Jonathan, these are your mutant powers. You've already put down investigative powers.
No, listen, those are my investigative abilities.
It doesn't matter though.
I think it matters. I'm a cop.
Investigative and mutant powers work the same way because you don't spend them a lot.
You don't spend your mutant. I better be banging out a mutant ability every 5 minutes. All right, that's what this world is all about.
What I'm saying is you don't use these spends as much.
Oh, I see. Okay. I better be like web slinging my coffee to me.
No, but you just wouldn't have to spend points for it.
Also,
So,
I gotta make sure I'm like unable to be burnt because.
Yeah. I also need fire immunity.
I mean, if I'm just looking at my coffee, it's pretty hot. Pretty hot. And I want the analytic taste so I can know what the coffee's like before I get it.
Where's this coffee from?
Sure.
Don't tell me.
Is cure disease and spread pathogens similar? Because I think it's really funny is you can create the disease, but no, oh, you can do it. Okay. So
Yeah.
you can,
It's like you've got AIDS. Now you don't. Now you do. Now you don't.
so it's not like I think it was painfully ironic if they were far away.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be true. Like a plague bear. Who is
Hi,
this?
Sai,
man?
how's it going? This is my friend Sai. Hi, what's up?
Oh. Hello.
Hello.
You don't have to use face if you want to. It's up to you,
I
man.
know that. That's why I'm looking for the way to turn it off.
Just so you know, you are on YouTube.
That's not entirely true.
And false.
No, it is true. You are on YouTube right now.
God. All right. So now that everyone's internet famous,
So I can
have you
have you inception
taken-
people.
Can you inception? What is inception? What do you mean inception people?
I can
I've
enter
never seen
dreams.
Inception.
This bitch don't even know about Inception.
Oh, that is an ability. How about that?
Oh, what is your name, sir? Okay, you figured it
There
out.
we go. That's better.
Sai.
Yeah, he turned on camera, so this is what he actually looks like.
Yeah.
But he's a friend of mine, and he's visiting the States, and he's a cool dude.
Very cool. I hope you're enjoying your stay. Is he playing with us?
Perhaps. I think it'd be cool.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. I mean, more players are needed, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't planning on this being like a years-long campaign, but I think a couple sessions would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And how many sparrows do you need? Okay, so now we're getting the good question of, could you just get around the fact that you can't sling webs if you just have enough bird control to...
To tell birds what to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so. I think. Are there any venomous birds?
Sai, you're from a country. I hate to reveal your personal details. You know what? I won't.
And yet I will.
We already know it's Australia.
Yeah.
It's like kind of obvious. Okay, so are there any lethal birds down there? And can you command them to bring you coffee cups?
There's the cassowary, which is significantly larger than a human.
Yeah, but
Shit.
that's also flightless.
Yeah.
Is that like if you hit a hole in one on a par 5?
You get a cassowary, yeah.
Is that like because it goes like birdie, eagle, albatross, and then like a bigger bird?
I want
Cassowary?
to make it clear that I had no idea that this bird was real, and seeing it makes me think that it's just a dinosaur.
Fat Lou says hooded pithol. I don't know how to say that.
All right, let's not worry about it. These cassowaries look pretty badass.
They're also
And,
loud as hell, aren't they?
Huh.
I mean, that's basically anything in any bird in Australia.
They're all loud.
Instead of it being poisonous, you could have it be a disease pathogen.
It's true.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So we're looking at mutant powers right now for Mutant City Blues, and we're selecting them.
Mm-hmm.
So mutant powers in this game are specifically, are specifically connected. So you cannot take in the upper right-hand corner force field and then take, say, webbing in the lower left-hand corner, as sexy as that is. Instead, you have to choose somewhere and move through it. The best and worst comparison I can make is the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X.
This man
Like a
doesn't know what
one-way
he just
sphere
did to
grid?
us.
It is a multiple-way sphere grid, so you can move
Okay.
around.
So I can go from spatial awareness to teleportation, but then later on to telekinesis.
That is correct.
But to get to light blast, I'd have to go to night vision, thermal vision, X-ray, light control, and then light blast.
Mostly correct. You can skip powers, which is cheaper than buying the powers. However, you're still spending points just to skip them.
Okay.
You start off with 40 points, and you can start anywhere you like. John, you're still. By the way, the two people on the left, there's John on the left and Freedom on the. Freedom is the Phantom on the right. The Phantom of the Opera.
Okay. I don't know.
They are in fact, believe it or not twins.
But in the game, we are.
A cassowary. So
like the Wonder Twins.
So, could a cassowary kill a small boy? By the way,
I think so.
Cassowaries can kill large humans.
Oh. Okay, that's fair.
They're very, very large.
Did not answer the question though. Can it kill a small boy? This is very
So
important.
if someone were to hypothetically tell a story about being attacked by a cassowary as a kid, they were probably it's probably untrue unless they have command birds.
I don't know. I got pecked by an emu at the zoo one time. Or it was an ostrich. I got picked by an ostrich.
So is this like a bitten by a radioactive cassowary situation?
Yeah.
So actually, thematically, mutant powers, because it's supposed to be a TV show, they don't have the CG to show really advanced mutant powers. And I think it's only, was it 5% or 10% of the population that has them, John?
10%.
I think, yeah, it's somewhere around there. It's like under 10, but more than like 1. So people with mutant powers, the majority of them just got them sort of rapidly. About 10 years ago, there was a weird, mysterious flu that affected a lot of people, billions of people worldwide. And in the years afterwards, people who had the flu, some of them had developed mutant powers. So nobody was bitten by a radioactive so-and-so. You were sick, like most of the people on the planet. It wasn't like a lethal flu. You know, the symptoms were like nausea, fatigue,
Upset
sleeping
stomach,
sickness, that sort of
diarrhea.
thing. Yeah, but it wasn't like people were dying of diarrhea or dehydration or anything. However, not everyone who had the flu back in the day has mutant powers. And there are some people now who never had the flu who are developing powers anyway. But no one really knows where they came from, is the point. And that's something we might investigate during play.
Interesting.
There's water control. Yeah, water manipulation. Could you take the water out of someone's body?
Bloodbending style?
Can I bloodbend somebody?
I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure you cannot.
You know what bloodbending is? Did you ever watch?
Yeah, it's Avatar. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I was gonna say, if you haven't seen Avatar, that stream is over right now, and you're gonna go watch Avatar.
We're done talking to each other.
Okay. I know what I want.
Okay.
Finally.
I want to Inception people.
Damn it! All this Inception bullshit. Okay.
But really, what that's gonna come up to is translation.
Okay, so the verb, by the way, is incept people.
Yeah.
So you suffer from schizophrenia.
No, I am susceptible to schizophrenia.
That's true. You're in
The danger zone. To quote Kenny Loggins.
the quickening. Actually, let me find the text. So, Sai, do you see how there are things in lowercase on Roll20, and we can also open some of these files separately.
Yeah.
And the lowercase are abilities, mutant abilities.
Yep.
With the magnifying glass, those are investigative abilities, which work slightly differently. They're cheaper to get, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the big capital letters things are drawbacks.
All right.
You automatically have the drawback if you connect over it. You can't skip over it the way you can skip over other stuff.
Sorry.
No, John, go ahead.
Does it? Okay, so I want to go from enter dreams to observe dreams.
Yes.
Does it cost me 8 to get to observe dreams or 4?
It costs you 4 points because you have to spend 1 point. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It only costs you 1 point to go from enter to observe.
Oh,
Because
right.
to buy the investigative ability, it just costs 1 point, and then you've unlocked it.
Right.
And then it's 1 for 1.
Right.
Schizophrenia is unfortunately free.
Right. And then to go from schizophrenia to enter dreams is
free as well, and then you buy it for 4.
Oh, it doesn't cost any to move?
Except if it's a dotted line.
And then it costs 4.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You should listen more.
I'm sorry. You're right.
So
Like me.
Joseph Thursday was burnt as a
Oh my
young
god, are
kid.
you gonna wear the mask the entire time?
It's part of the character.
I wish he wouldn't.
He was burnt by his twin. And
Jonathan Redmond Thursday.
He will. Can you not name drop us in real life?
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
You're gonna dox us. And so we, yeah, he was burned as a young child, and that's why he wears the mask. Later, you're gonna find out that the scars are mental scars.
So,
Just like,
so I'm pretty sure the police department is probably not okay with you wearing a mask. Also, because the theming is a TV show, I'm not sure how your actor is getting away with wearing a mask on TV the whole time.
He's a prima donna. He's very famous actor. It's the only way they could get him.
Oh, so it's like Leo or something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's not use Leo because he was the man in the Iron Mask.
Was he really?
Yeah.
yeah. I thought that's why you chose him.
IMDb it.
Holy shit! Leonardo DiCaprio played Man of the Iron Mask.
You didn't know that?
This is news to me.
That's a good movie, actually.
Yeah, I've got a new fetish, which is interesting.
Yeah, and that is, do tell.
Well, it's Leonardo DiCaprio in Man of the Iron Mask.
Oh, okay.
But only when he's in the Iron Mask.
Yeah. So, when I was in French class, I had to do like this debate on whether or not on like the true identity of the man in the Iron Mask.
Okay.
Did you know that there's a theory that it's like an illegitimate son of one of the kings?
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that what the movie's about?
I think so, yeah. There's actually a lot of very interesting stories about that in real life.
I'd love to read about that sometime. I'll have to add that to my list because I'm sure that's, actually fairly unique.
Yeah, see, taking it off removes the suspense.
I showed my face, and now Metachoco is disillusioned.
So, okay, so you're gonna play as Judge Dredd, basically, right?
Who?
The Masked Man.
Is he? Oh, I've never seen Judge Dredd actually.
Oh, God.
What's the one where he's frozen in time?
That's Demolition Man.
It's a good one.
No, it's not. Sai, have you ever seen Demolition Man?
Yes, I have seen Demolition Man.
It's got Rob Schneider in it.
I can prove it simply by saying the seashells.
Yeah,
the seashells.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He knows it.
It's a good movie.
Doesn't know about the three seashells.
He doesn't know
And
about
Dennis
the
Leary. It's got Dennis Leary.
It
in
doesn't it? It does have Dennis Leary.
And Sandra Bullock, but whatever.
Is that Sandra Bullock in that one?
Yeah.
Is she the love interest?
Yes. They have virtual sex at first, but then
Yep.
they kiss at the end.
Yep.
I feel like I need to rewatch this movie. This is all news to me. Okay. Yeah. I guess Demolition Man is kind of a classic in that it is the zeitgeist. Sorry, so I'm easily distracted. Have you selected where you start, John?
Yes. I am starting at. You want to keep track of my points here?
I won't, but Freedom can.
Okay.
Enter dreams.
Okay, and is that
That's for 4.
okay?
Observe dreams for 1.
Tell me if you have to buy move to pay. Okay. You can
Okay.
also skip over ones for 2.
Right.
Correct.
Empathy. For that's gonna be 4. Translation for 1. I'll do nondescript.
For 4.
Yeah.
Okay. You're at 14.
And then I should probably do endorphin control. I feel like that could be useful. So that would take 4 to get there and 4 to start.
You're at 24.
And that's what I'll end it, I think.
Okay.
Sounds
well,
good.
then
Now
you
that you've done that, you're going to want to pump points into those different abilities to make them actually useful.
And you have 16.
Investigative abilities are usually fine at 1 or 2 or 3. However, other abilities are going to want higher.
I have 14 to spend. You said, Jer?
16.
16. Thank you.
Meanwhile, Sai, obviously, if this is a TV cop show,
It is now, is it?
it is. It is thematically a TV cop show. It's your Laws and Orders, or your crime scenes investigators, or your The Flash.
I like The Flash. I think that's a good show.
Still haven't seen The Flash.
I've never seen it either.
Well, season 3 is on Netflix right now, and I'm kind of wary about that one a little bit, but seasons 1 and 2 weren't bad.
All the same. So if you're a TV cop, we can go over your other abilities in a moment, but you should choose what sort of powers your TV cop might have.
Well, I haven't really chosen just yet, but my first question is, if I had gravity control, what would the point of ever getting flight be?
Let me look up what gravity control does.
I would
You're
say
asking a good question.
gravity control. Yeah, you could float, but it would be like being in space. Whereas flight, it would be like, you could Goku through the air.
Gravity control has 2 effects. First is to increase the pull of gravity in a chosen area. You can spend 2 or 4 gravity control points to increase it. If you spend 2, everyone is slow. If you spend 4, everyone falls down.
So I don't fly, I just fall everywhere.
Well, you can decrease the pull. If you decrease gravity's pull, they just
fall laterally.
Yeah, they just float.
Yeah.
So you can fall laterally.
You could jump higher, like moon jumping.
Yeah, you could Luigi in Super Mario Bros. 2.
What's lightning next to need gravity control?
I'm gonna give you 2 guesses.
Also, in terms of theme, I don't know if it's an ABC or HBO show. I think it's probably on NBC, and maybe the second season is on like FX.
I was gonna say let's say HBO at 7 o'clock.
Sure. It's not True Detective quite yet.
That's all going over my head.
Think about
rated...
Australian box office.
It's not rated X. It might be rated R.
It's like pay cable, but it's like not late night pay cable. You know,
it's not after Watershed. Do they have Watershed in Australia?
So lightning decisions. Yeah, that's more of a gravity manipulation thing in real control. So you want lightning, the power?
No, what does it do?
It lets you shoot lightning.
Oh.
Duh.
It's very difficult to dodge.
Okay. And I'm assuming reflexes is just being good at dodging stuff and realizing things are coming at me. I think that would be good for a detective.
I think so.
Yeah, let's go with reflexes.
Hi, Ian.
Reflexes, basically any time that you would be hit by something, you can spend 2 points to automatically succeed on the dodge.
That sounds pretty good.
It is pretty good.
I'm just trying to subtly sneak in Illuminati hints into our webcasts now that we have a webcam.
There are a few there's also, if someone tries to shoot you, it's a little bit harder, but you can still dodge it much easier than a normal human.
I'm assuming that if I take speed after that, it's going to be easier to dodge bullets.
Well,
I'm thinking down the line.
You take the drug speed?
Yeah. Typically, speed just makes you jittery.
Oh, okay.
If you take the ability speed, what does speed do? Let me take a look. You can it's running faster.
Okay.
It does specifically say that there's some synergy, so.
All right.
Now, I think the only downside that I have is Eratomania.
Nice.
And he's not even connected to that. He just happens to have that as well.
So a fun fact is that the book actually says if someone's that asshole who just takes as many drawbacks as possible, you are encouraged to have none of them come up.
That makes me really sad because I don't feel like I'm an asshole for playing a flawed character. I love flawed characters.
But they have a good point that most of the people who do it are only doing it to get more screen time with how bad they are.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Does that make sense, Freedom?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can probably picture the sort of person who would probably just be like, "Oh, isn't it funny that I'm so incompetent?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I develop schizophrenia, listen, we've all played with people.
I'm not gonna name names.
Who may have actually suffered from that sort of issue.
But no, that they've had a bag of holding full of multiple characters.
They had Yeah, multiple personalities.
But suffice to say, you know, the drawbacks are there so that you have some that are interesting as opposed to just having someone who's wacky.
Who should I be fixated on?
You could choose a real life person or maybe a celebrity.
See, the thing is all the celebrities we have now aren't going to be celebrities in 10 years.
Sai, who do you think has the most enduring star power that will be around in 10 years?
See, as a joke, I was thinking just Jim Carrey, but only his depictions in the 90s, so anything related to The Mask or Ace Ventura.
Specifically, The Mask is funny.
Yeah. So anytime anyone is wearing a mask, you just think, that's a reference I can make. Excellent.
His mask-based career.
Some might also almost say spoken.
Now,
you should fixate on senpai.
For anyone who doesn't know erotomania, I think the most common or the most well-known case was John Hinckley Jr.
Yeah, he was obsessed with
Jodie Foster,
the girl from Silence of the Lambs, and he shot Gerald Ford.
No.
I thought it was Reagan.
Reagan?
Reagan.
Yeah, he shot Reagan to try to get her to fall in love with him. And it didn't work.
And so erotomania is
What if you fixate on Drew Carey?
Look, how about you don't tell him first off how to play his character?
I'll think of someone.
Second of all, of course it's going to be Drew Carey. It's not even a question.
That's not even erotomania.
Did you say Drew Carey?
Yeah.
It's set in Cleveland, right?
It is.
Drew Carey's from Cleveland.
You're still correct.
That's all I'm saying.
All facts so far. John, you got your mutant powers, right?
Yes.
It's up to you. Now, I suggest that you pump the rest of your points into them to up.
Oh, I did. I
did.
Cool.
So, Sai, what about you? Where are you thinking about starting?
Well, I don't know what limits I have in regards to what I can choose. But
that's fair.
I'm thinking of starting at reflexes.
That's a good choice. John, do you want to really quick describe the basics of like all the things that cost points?
Okay. Yeah. So, all your regular abilities to acquire them cost 4, just to acquire them, and then to put points into them, it's 1 for 1. After that,
what's the max amount of points you can put into something?
For these, there's none. You could have them all on reflexes if you really wanted to.
That sounds pretty good.
You get 40 points.
Now, yeah. I just want to say that I actually also have lightning reflexes. So, I mean, we're starting close on the Quaid diagram, and
okay.
And
wait, lightning reflexes?
Oh no, reflexes and lightning reflexes are a different thing.
Well, lightning reflexes, I think, is.
Where is that?
I'm pretty sure it actually has to do with investigation instead. I think, right?
Oh, lightning decisions. Lightning decisions.
Sure.
I put down lightning decision reflexes instead. My bad.
Okay.
So yeah, we still are close on the Quaid diagram. So I probably wouldn't venture down from that. I mean, if you want speed.
I wasn't thinking of going down.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking of going to fire control.
Okay. So your it costs 4 to get and then 1 to pump up, obviously per level, and then your investigation abilities, which are your the powers with the magnifying glasses next to them. Those only cost 1 to acquire.
Okay. And you can. It's also 1 for 1 if you want to pump points.
Yep. And then to move to an ability that is separated by a dotted line costs 4 just to move to that ability. So it costs 8 to acquire it.
Okay.
You could skip over.
About skipping? Yeah.
Yeah. So you can skip over an ability for 2.
Okay.
So it is cheaper than acquiring it, but it also does cost.
Yeah. So, in other words, to go from high energy dispersal, skipping kinetic energy dispersal, and going to concussive beam, that would be 6.
Yes.
Plus the concussion beam, which would be
4 more.
4 more, so 10.
Okay. Yeah, and if it's a dotted line.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I should note that when you unlock a power, you do just get 1 point in it.
All right.
So unlocking a power, the points just don't disappear. You get 1 point.
Oh, so maybe I should up all mine by 1. That way it's not confusing.
That would make sense.
Okay.
It's probably pretty easy.
Just for factuality's sake, Drew Carey currently is the host of The Price is Right, which is an American game show where you guess the prices of...
No, we have prices right.
Okay.
No, someone else didn't.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Didn't know. But it's a game show where you guess the prices
of like household objects,
yeah,
like
grocery
groceries,
store
yeah, like kitchen
objects.
It's basically a advertisement in a game show.
Yeah.
Pretty smart, actually.
It makes sense, and it's a great and no one cares that it's an advertisement because it's a great game show.
Yeah, there's a man.
It's actually surprisingly funny, I will admit.
Yeah. Whenever you're homesick from work or school, you watch Price is Right. It's a healing effect.
It's better than chicken soup.
Scientists have studied it, but they always end up buying too many toasters.
Yeah.
So they never get
and spinning giant wheels.
and that funding is just gone.
Yeah.
I heard that the wheel is full of blood.
Yeah. It's full of blood. That's how they weight it, and then they have a little lever that like breaks it, so that way not too many people hit the 1.
Is that last part true?
No, but the first one is.
Yeah, Erotomania. You could choose someone who's like unique to this universe if you'd like.
I was thinking for going someone high profile like Jotham just closed it out. What's his name? Quaid. Dennis Quaid.
Randy Quaid.
Whoops.
Is that who that is? Jeremy? He's disconnected.
Jamming again.
Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
Is it Randy Quaid that created the Quaid diagram?
No. It's Lucius Quaid, but
Lucius.
I was thinking it could be Lucius Quaid.
Wait, isn't Randy Quaid dead?
he will be dead by the time this game takes place.
Who's the Quaid that just died?
I think he's still alive. He's just not doing good.
I'm pretty sure there was a Quaid who just died.
You're thinking of Philip Seymour Hoffman.
No. Fat Lou. Fat Lou knows the answer. There's a Quaid that just died. I'm almost positive.
Megalomania is part of I'm gonna say they call them defects. It's not necessarily a politically correct term, but it is one of the defects on here. And where is it? Megalomania is on precision memory and memory alteration. Yeah.
I think I've got myself set up.
Okay. Do you want to run over what you have really quick?
All right. Reflexes, and then putting 6 points into that. So I've used up 10 points there. Then
Okay.
I'm skipping to fire control, so that's 12 to skip plus 4 for the fire control to put it to 1.
Okay. So you have a little fire control.
A little fire control. Transsusceptible is free, right?
Did you pass over it?
Yeah, I'm intending to get fire immunity.
It's yours. It's yours.
I mean, I'm skipping over spontaneous combustion as well.
You still get it.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're just giving it to me.
You can't not have it.
No, spontaneous combustion, I was skipping it.
Yeah, I'm saying you get transsusceptible is a drawback, so it's
Oh,
mandatory.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's free, so...
Everyone wants all these damn drawbacks.
I don't want them. I'm just saying that I'm going in that direction, and I'm assuming that I'm getting them, and I don't have to put that down in the points.
Yeah,
Guys,
that's correct. You are correct.
I've got
Alright.
fire control.
So, fire immunity, to get from fire control to there is 6, putting me at 22, 26... 32,
I can
and
shoot
then I've
fire out
got
my
8
eyes.
left over for toxic immunity, ingested, and radiation immunity.
Good lord, so you're just super durable.
I'll be going to regeneration eventually.
Now, do we? Is it? I don't think there's a level up system. Is there?
You slowly get more points.
Oh, do you really?
See, you can't dodge radiation, you can't dodge fire. I can't use my reflexes on that.
That's true.
That's very true.
That's an old parable.
Can't dodge fire.
An old crone once told me. Can't dodge fire.
Can't dodge nukes.
Have you tried to punch fire?
I have not.
Don't.
I always
Fire
hated
hot.
I hated Obama because he was weak on fire.
Yeah.
He was always trying to negotiate with it, and the negotiators never came out. It's
Yep.
ridiculous.
We don't negotiate with fire.
Or any chemical reaction for that matter.
Yeah.
Can you dodge birds? I think you can dodge birds, by the way. So I guess you're immune to the bird control too.
Listen, you can dodge birds individually.
This is important. All right, the last thing that you need to do, and these guys kind of took care of it, but it's pretty quick, is to, I'm going to put the main character sheet back. All you have to do is sort some abilities out. Some of them are useful, some of them are not. You're basically going to spend some abilities here. You could just use a piece of paper or notepad so make a simple text file if you'd like. Most of the people I run it with don't actually bother with a fancy full dealie.
You can dodge a bird, you can dodge a ball.
That's very true.
So you have 60 points of general abilities, okay?
Oh, jeez.
Hold on. You're not going to put, like, the general abilities, there's only like 12 of them, and you're going to dump a lot of them into each one.
What'll help me dodge more things?
Athletics, and sense trouble, and scuffling.
So you said 60 points?
60. However, John, do you want to explain the,
So
John or Freedom, do you want to explain the twist?
your highest ability cannot be more than double your next highest ability. So you can't have 10 points in one thing and 21 points in another thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I was thinking of just choosing 6 things and putting 10 points in each.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay, cool.
Do you want
did
to tell me
anyone
your
take
6?
medic?
So you can try and diversify?
Say it again, Sai.
Did anyone take medic?
Not me.
I'll take
No.
medic.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put medic. That seems like at least having someone with some thing in there.
I agree.
Would suit. Yeah, athletics. 10.
You like my soccer jersey, Jeremy?
Driving requires the dodging of cars.
I guess so. I guess we could go into some Matrix level shit.
I guess bullshit detector is the dodging of lies.
You are actually stick on the right hand side the general abilities.
We'll give you,
General abilities? Okay.
dodging lies.
Yeah. Oh no, sense trouble. Yeah. That's 4. What's stability?
Mental emotional stability. Most ordinary people will have a stability of and a health of 4.
0.
Right.
Infiltration makes sense because I'm dodging being seen.
Yeah.
What's health? Like overall, just my own health?
Yep,
or-
it's your hit points, and you'll also use it when you get hit or hurt.
It should probably be pretty high.
Would it be crossed over with medic and stuff like that?
Medic is used to help people back up,
Okay.
health, or stabilize them.
What's filch?
Filch is palming things, stealing things,
Oh,
etc.
pickpocket.
Oh, your
that's
your
not
furtive
dodging things.
movements.
That's getting things. That's not how it works.
And by comparison, infiltration is also stuff like picking locks.
This
You
is
know what?
how
I think I'll
sneak.
just take medic, athletics, driving, sense trouble, and infiltration at 12 each.
Sure, you have 1 point of health to start. Are you really going to have no other points of health?
I thought. Oh, okay. I seem to have missed that. All right, yeah. All right, let's put it into health then.
Okay. You're just like a really sickly cop.
You're like anemic.
You're like,
I think I kind of like that actually because I'm trying to dodge everything. That's why I'm trying to dodge everything.
you're always complaining about like you should be off the force, but like some regulation says that they can't fire you.
He keeps
because
trying to
I
be a
can't
desk
find it.
jockey.
They can't give it to me because I keep dodging them.
You guys ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Yes.
Like Scully and Hitchcock. That's just
Who plays that guy?
I don't know. I looked it up recently. They're actually like really like I think it's
It's cow gas.
Scully. I think Scully is like legitimately like an opera singer or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because he's got like a really nice set of set of pipes.
Oh, here we go. Joe McKinnon Miller. Oh yeah, all of Scully's opera singing. Oh wow, so it's all his.
Scully is cow gas.
Kyle Gass. No, he's not.
From Tenacious D.
No, I know the joke.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll put 11 into the 5 and just 5 into health. That makes more sense.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Remember, you get a free point of health.
Damn.
So it's really 61 points.
Wait, 61?
Yeah, because you get the free one in health.
No, yeah, I get it. I understand. Yeah. So what's all the academic, interpersonal, and technical stuff?
You get 24 abilities now, and these don't necessarily represent how good you are at something. Most humans will have 0 points in most of these, right? But you're a TV show main character. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
You are you're what's the guy? I don't remember the characters' names, but you are McConaughey in True Detective, or
Detective Gorin.
Exactly. You're
Vincent
Detective Conan.
D'Onofrio.
Detective Conan. So as such,
Columbo.
Yes!
There we go. Having even 1 point in any of those abilities is pretty good. It means that you are actually quite good at it. So if you put 1 point in forensic accounting, that's great. Normally, you don't actually have to roll or spend anything. You just say, I'm going to use, say, anthropology or reassurance or anamorphology. You just say that you're using it and you get the clue. However, if you want, you can also spend points. Spending points is simple. You just spend points and you'll get extra or more detailed clues.
I feel like Columbo would have everything in bullshit detector and then half as much in influence detection.
Yeah.
Most people
Absolutely.
take them in a wide variety of stuff. 3 or 4 is the absolute limit for how much you'll want to put in one.
Okay.
1 or 2 is fine. So it's generally just, the game is designed to have you spread them around a lot.
Now,
technical doesn't really look that interesting. What is anamorphology, though?
That's the study of the horror, the body horror of when you're anamorphing, but you're halfway between the two.
it's the study of Cronenberg movies.
It's
okay.
it's the study of mutants and stuff. It's the mutant powers.
All right.
Question for Jeremy Wong.
Hi.
I have 0 in art history. You said I could just say I use art history. Can I not do that if I have 0?
No, you cannot use art history.
Okay.
Are you going to change and acquire art history?
Fuck no.
You cannot use an ability that you do not have.
Jonathan has
However-
art history.
No, I don't. Look again, my
However, if you have spent all your points from it, you can still use it. You just can't make spends until you get a refresh.
Okay.
Got it?
What's the little asterisk next to languages?
turn.
Oh, wait a minute.
It means 1 language per rating.
Correct.
I choose Esperanto
Damn it.
Everyone wants Esperanto.
and Semaphore.
Yeah, I gotta figure out which languages I actually know if I choose that. That seems like a lot of trouble.
I
The game
choose
actually
logic.
says that if you take languages, you just leave it blank, and then as they come up, you write them down.
Yeah.
That's always
cool.
what I do, and I got punished for it.
Well, that was D&D, right?
Yeah,
With a very old school DM.
It was you.
it was Tom Gallinger.
Exactly.
Can I speak Lodge Ban?
Colombian?
No, Lodge Ban.
What the hell is Lodge Ban?
It's a syntactically unambiguous language that is recently created, like within the last 20, 30 years.
Okay. Well, one more thing. Moving on from that. Just because you don't have any points in intimidation doesn't mean you can't be scary. And that's actually something that the book frequently makes clear. You can be flirty without any points in flirting. You can be a very sexy, attractive person who's very good at talking to people without any points in negotiation. It just means that you have to figure out why. The most common example is you are a huge badass like former Marine, but you have nothing in intimidation because people clam up around you. Or you're just not very good at presenting as intimidating. You're not good at making it clear that you're threatening someone.
You're a big cuddly teddy bear.
Yeah, exactly.
When you use the flirting situation, I felt like it was like, when you've got points in flirting, you can use it honestly with a person that's interested, but when you're using it when you've got points in it, that means you can use it against.
Yeah, you kind of cut out there, but yeah, it's like you can kind of make someone be interested in you.
I like that a lot. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. That it lets you... Also, spends, and I think I mentioned this earlier, can be used to use abilities in ways that they normally could not be used. For example, using flirting to figure out someone's psychology, for example.
Or
Based on your...
like telling a dog to like cross the street or something. Hey, you sexy dog. Get back
Trivia
over there.
is current events and miscellaneous knowledge. If you play video, who's Ice-T has 5 points because he's a big fan of Civ 5 with the Brave New World expansion pack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeremy Wong, my character works almost exclusively in Bunko.
What the hell does bunko mean?
It's what we now call fraud.
But Joseph Thursday calls it Bunko still.
Oh, okay.
And it pisses everyone off.
I will note that all of you are on the same squad. You're all on the HCIU, so nobody's like, "Oh, this isn't really my department. I work in, like,
Bunko.
car crimes."
Yeah, I work in traffic.
Nobody works in traffic.
Okay, but before this, I was in Bunko.
Ice-T would never play Civ 5. He loves FPSs, though. No, listen. Ice-T on Law and Order Criminal or SVU mentioned specifically that the game that they were about to check out was more
Is better than.
is better than
Kotaku said.
specifically Kotaku said that it was better than Brave New World. That Civ 5 with the Brave New World expansion. And you could tell that he had no idea what he was saying.
It's like he had to read it
he's
from
like,
his hand.
It's better than Brave New World with the
I read it backwards.
It's really awkward.
with the Civ 5 expansion.
Cut.
Close enough. Print it.
Alright. I've figured out my other abilities and stuff, and
What-
my justifications for them. So I've got 6 languages because I'm trying to avoid, the awkwardness of not being able to communicate with someone. I've got bullshit detector because I want to avoid other people's lies that they're trying to throw at me. I've got flattery at 6 because a similar reason to languages, and I've got natural history at 6 because I want to avoid the mistakes of the past.
That's very, 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 very high.
I
6
I
points.
chose-
is way too many. I
I
wanna make
chose
that-
4.
and putting
You said 24.
you're really gimping yourself by having them that high.
Just so you know, most of mine I have like 1 in a bunch of things for that. For
One
that
set.
thing.
Okay, I
thought
guess
you
it's like
generally chose 4. I thought that's what you said.
no,
No,
no one ever chooses more than 4.
As in,
More
no
than
one
4
ever
points.
puts more than 4
Oh,
points
more
into
than
a
4
single.
points.
Uh,
All right, then I'll choose 6 and make it within 4 each.
oh my god. So
My method of choosing is quite simple.
It's specialized.
Influence detection. I avoid being influenced.
I actually have a 3 in that.
Well, then you guys are good.
Yeah.
That's the only one I have a 3 in.
I'm the most susceptible.
Ooh, explosive devices. Avoid being exploded.
that is a useful ability, especially if I force puzzle you. Okay, that's fine.
Perfect.
Are we almost?
Okay,
Are we almost
do you guys
good to
wanna
go?
just dive right into a really short adventure, or what?
Yeah, absolutely.
Suppose so.
We can't just not play.
I just realized that we have a accidentally uploaded video
Of what?
of us watching Northern Lion.
Civ 5 with the Brave New World
just-
expansion pack.
Somehow we
That had to have been you.
accidentally uploaded a video.
Was it a stream?
Yeah, it was like 1 minute and 35.
That had to have been you.
How do I delete a video?
I'll get to it later.
How do you delete me from a video?
I can just put a black box over you post processing of this live stream.
We can bring the black box back.
John's using the eraser tool on you right now.
I'm picking your nose.
All right, so just give me 1 second to bring up my notes then, okay? I also have to finish these 2 games of StarCraft I was playing concurrently.
It's just, the one game is
Wow,
just too slow.
That's very impressive.
Guys, I'm really good at StarCraft.
I-
No, that's not true. I'm not. I used to be way better than Sai here, but he started to get really good, and now like he's
Are you playing against
probably-
yourself?
Yeah, that's why I'm running 2 games at once.
Yeah, and one is Zerg and one is Protoss. It's like 2 completely different ways of playing.
Yeah, Meta says we woke him up when we went live. We accidentally went live for like a minute and a half.
Okay, so should we
I need to mute
should
my mic.
we, on a scale of incredibly short to 1 session, which length would you rather do?
Well, how long have we been streaming?
2 hours.
Really already?
Yeah.
Can you do like a 2-hour one?
How about we do the really tiny one and see how we feel about it? Because I could do more than 1 tiny case.
I guess a teaser one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've only been
And that
streaming
way
for about an
it can
hour and a
lead
half,
up to
actually.
Bigger and better things.
Sure. But so, what city are we in, by the way? What city is
Cleveland.
Mutant City? This is important.
Cleveland.
I guess.
Are we gonna go with Cleveland, Ohio?
I guess. I don't know much
What's the
about
problem?
Cleveland, to be completely honest.
Okay,
I bought this shirt in Cleveland.
2 buildings. River set on fire. We actively killed people by releasing a bunch of balloons.
Sai, do you know of any? Do you know about any American cities?
I've been in Austin for the last month or so.
Austin, Texas. The capital of
Is it long
Texas.
already?
Nope.
Yeah, vaguely, nearly a month.
Wow.
Is Austin not the capital of Texas?
No, Houston is.
Houston.
This man
Houston.
is from Australia.
This man, Houston, you say? Where is this Houston?
Yeah. Houston? Is that how you pronounce that? Houston?
No, Austin is the capital of Texas.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, then what the hell is Houston?
Yeah.
Houston doesn't exist.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
okay,
that.
listen.
Well, to answer your question, no.
Say hi to Doom.
Fat Loose
Okay.
says dumb Americans. Turns out I was right.
Okay, do you guys know anything about any other cities? Like, do you guys know anything about LA from maybe video games, for example?
I know about, like, LA.
Do you guys know any city from a video game, perhaps?
Yeah,
What's the city from BioShock?
Nolans.
Rapture, it's underwater.
I knew I
Oh,
should.
yeah, Norlands, right?
Too soon.
This is- because the game guide assumes that everyone's playing at a table in a city, and you're supposed to choose that city so everyone knows
Well,
the landmarks and
You've all
references.
been focusing on Cleveland. How about I am just a visitor from out of town?
Son of a bitch. Okay, does anybody know anything about LA?
No.
I played
We're
LA
playing
Noir once.
Cool. We're playing in LA.
You're the GM.
It's in LA. All right.
Oh, that's where Dragnet was located.
Yeah, all the good capitals are in LA or New York. So
Yeah, I
we're
thought it was San
setting
Francisco.
in
No, it was LA.
and or maybe the city of Neverwinter. I'm not sure which one.
Yeah, Fat Lou says to do Baldur's Gate, but in modern time. What's Baldur's Gate?
It's from Baldur's Gate.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's a,
The
ga-
city of Baldur's Gate. From Baldur's Gate.
it's a
Beef.
D&D video game.
Oh, okay. Is that where
very
Drist
good.
is from?
He's from the Shadow Bad,
The double hell?
the Double Hell. He's from the Underdark. But yeah, he hangs out in Baldur's Gate.
Scary Town. That's the worst one. Scary Town.
Shadow Bobato.
Yeah.
I'm going to find that comic. I know I want to play it, but it was just so good.
My character concept just says Bonko.
Oh yeah. So Sai, what's your name? In the game.
Oh.
What?
Oh, in game. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna hold on. I have a names list specifically for this sort of thing. Let me see.
Yeah, so there's the Shadowfell, and beneath that is the Shadow Dark. Below that is the Dark Bad.
Mhm.
Finally, Shadow Bobato, and Double Hell. Worst of all, it's Scary Town.
Then
Scary
it
Town.
starts over again, but with the prefix under.
Yeah.
Under Cleveland.
Let me see.
Fell under Shadow Bobato.
Feldark. Doesn't that just mean?
Let's see. What's a good dodgy name?
You're a cop.
Sneaker.
That's no.
Sneaker
Brent,
McSneak guy.
Brent Atwood.
What's the Flash's name?
Michael Clark Duncan.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Detective Barry Ender.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I've got the list.
That's pretty good. So, what part of town do you guys live in LA? What are your incomes like?
Oh, that's interesting because I don't know anything about the demographics or location of LA.
Right.
So
There's a lot of Hispanic and Chinese and African Americans, but the African Americans are a lot more segregated. And most importantly, it's TV Los Angeles, so you're supposed to make it up.
oh, okay. Well,
So think of LA Noir.
I'm from El Barrio.
Okay, so you're from Koreatown.
I don't know. I'm Hispanic.
Yeah. Hey, so I put Sihumon because she's naming actual places.
Yeah, I'll just quote what she just said. Beverly Hills is the nice bit. There's the downtown. Downtown, that was the best.
Downtown Hollywood and Vine is like. I'm just using what we learned from Glow. It's like the trashy street gangs. South Central is where.
If something happens in South Central LA, nothing happens in South Central LA.
Yeah.
There's. I can hear myself. Oh god. There's Silver Lake, which is that's where a lot of podcast comedians live. So it's like kind of middle upper class. South Central is where like all the projects are, and that's where like don't be a menace to society.
Could be offensive.
Or that's where Menace to Society takes place, so that's like gangs and stuff. And then there's like Long Beach, which is
The LBC. I just hit the
like
east side of the
industrial
LBC
stuff.
on a mission trying to find
There's
Mr. Warren G.
Malibu, which is very beachy and upscale.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's fair. Yeah. So so what part of town do you like? What? Maybe not location, but like what part of town do you live in? Do you live in like a small film noir apartment? Do you have like a house?
Are
Yeah.
we in Podcast Town?
Oh, and Culver City
you
has
guys
a
might
movie
have
that has
kids.
Sony Pictures.
You guys are all cops. It's quite likely that you're family men with kids. And if you don't have a wife or kids, people probably think that you're a little weird.
I just moved in.
Or
I'm
a husband with kids.
I'm new in town.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm from 2-1 in Lewis, which is in
Okay.
LBC, from the song Regulate by Warren G. That's all I know.
Compton. I'm straight out of Compton.
You're in Long Beach.
He is.
And also, the song
Compton.
by Sublime. Well called.
I'm pretty sure Long Beach is like super gentrified now, by the way.
Isn't everything?
You're asking the hard questions here.
Do you remember when we went to? Oh, you know what? I was about to ask you a question. I said I was gonna ask. Do you remember when we went to Chicago on our high school senior class trip? We didn't go to high school together, Jeremy.
It was good times.
Yeah. We went to Chicago for our high school class trip, and we were taking a bus tour. And the tour guide was like, "Yeah, we're really trying to gentrify the entire city." And I was like, "Is that necessarily a good thing?"
We're trying to drive out the minorities as fast as possible.
Yeah, we're just trying to get all the non-whites out of here.
Let's
All
start
right,
the game,
so-
please.
I'm like, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, let's
So,
start.
so here's the scene of the crime, right? You guys are driving out to Santa Monica in the Northwest. It's you can probably picture it. Lots of big beachside houses, oftentimes spaced kind of far. You know, we're like talking like Malibu.
Oh, wait a minute. Wasn't this in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
I think that was set in LA, wasn't it?
I've never played that.
It's a good game.
I remember
Okay.
a location called Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in LA.
All right, well, there we go.
Yeah, so you guys are driving out to Malibu. Now the reason is, although there are three shifts, right? There's 3 different shifts for the HCIU, or the Heightened Crimes Investigative Unit. Okay. And of course, every precinct has its own HCIU shift. However, I'm thinking that you guys are probably doesn't matter, even though LA is a massive, horrifying megacity, one-style megalopolis.
If I'm going to use Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines as a reference, as long as everything happens at night, everything's going to be perfectly
I know everything. It's okay. So, although LA is a massive, sprawling megalopolis, I think you're just going to go to different places any time that you guys need to be. So, you might be sent as far south as Tijuana or San Diego, or if necessary, and we're just not going to worry about the logic, okay?
All right.
So, you guys are driving out to Malibu. It's a little bit of a drive, it's like 40 minutes or so from the station. And I'm curious, what is the driving arrangement? I think you guys are all driving in one car, and it's not a squad car because you guys are detectives.
Yeah.
I'm driving. I don't drive.
Yeah, I'm the driver. So.
Sure. Well, what do you drive? It's your private car. They comp you mileage though.
That's pretty good.
It's only $1 a mile though.
$1 a mile, still pretty good if you think about it.
Gas is $4 it's not bad, I guess. Tell you what, roll surveillance. Maybe you can roll infiltration, and you can change the. Nah, I'm joking.
Okay.
We can change the driving arrangements mid-drive.
I drive a 2004 Dodge Neon.
So it's a pretty old car.
Oh, it's a beater. We don't get paid very well. We're public servants.
So Thursday, how do you feel about driving in a garbage old car that's more than 20 years old?
Well, I'm in the back laying down because I get motion sick real easy.
Okay. Go on.
I mean, after the accident, you know, my equilibrium's kind of messed up.
What accident?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. And Sai, I forgot your character's name.
Barry Ender.
Barry, that's so good.
Bender.
Barry Ender is so
I have
good.
Endo written down.
So, Barry, you're in the front seat, obviously, right?
Right.
Can we call you Bender?
And you're,
If you want. That's a good shortening for the detective name. That's really good.
We call them nicknames in America.
So, Detective Ender, you and Detective, oh god, I forgot John, Gutierrez, right?
Gutierrez, yeah.
Gutierrez. What's your first name? Horatio?
Julio.
Julio.
You're the GM. You should write these things down.
I'm sorry, it was so long ago. It was like an hour and a half. So, you're driving with Detective Gutierrez. You guys are probably reminiscing over paperwork of some sort, right? So...
You said we're reminiscing over some paperwork?
Yeah, like a particularly fun thing that you had to fill out, like a really unusual thing. You're like, oh, I never thought I'd have to write that down into the official report.
Oh, okay.
Well, bureaucracy is kind of like my specialty. Like, I have like a weird thing for bureaucracy.
Oh, so do you have a really good one?
Yeah, I like this woman came in, and she had been attacked by a pack of salamanders, and she said, "You'll never guess where they ended up." And I said, "Ma'am, I don't want to guess, and I don't have to guess."
Was that mutant related?
Could be. You never know.
Obviously, you solved the crime, so was it?
It was.
Did we? It
Yeah.
seems we're filling out the paperwork, not
Yeah.
actually doing.
No, listen. It was not mutant related. They were just some very well trained salamanders.
That's fair. That's fair.
So we kicked it back down to normal crimes.
Hey, so Gutierrez, obviously, Detective Ender does something slightly annoying, and this long car ride is getting on your nerves. So,
Yeah.
what do you say to him about it?
Yeah, I listen, man. You touch my radio without asking. You can change it. You just gotta ask me, okay? You just gotta ask me.
Understood.
All right. Now,
I'll dodge the conversation.
wow. Yeah, nice.
Dodge any sort of
It's any sort of
attempt at
interpersonal
inciting the conflict.
interactions.
and
Any
making
sort of-
anything interesting happen.
All
Any
right,
sort
so
of
25 more minutes go by, and
In abject silence.
You're feeling a lot better. So hey, Thursday, you're feeling a lot better. When you sit up, you notice that that Ender has a new coat on, right? Because obviously it's not a new coat, like a new shirt on, right? Obviously it's the summer and it's 10 years in the future, so he's got some crazy cyberpunk bullshit.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm joking about that, but like, what do you? Obviously you have trivia, right?
Yeah.
So you recognize it.
Oh, isn't that the
All right,
same?
shh, don't yell.
Isn't that the same? I was excited, and by me I mean Thursday. Wasn't that the same coat that was worn in the Macklemore video? Thrift shop.
It's an exact replica.
You, if it was, I wouldn't know. I just felt it was appropriate for the style at the time.
Yeah.
And
I
you know
mean-
all about the style, so the conversation does continue.
I'm just like I'm really.
I'm just not familiar with Macklemore.
I think it's really awesome that it's like 95 degrees out here in the summer, and
And you're wearing a fur coat.
yeah.
Well, I mean, surely my mutant powers are on registry.
So that's the thing. With mutant powers, almost none of them are legally required to be registered with the government.
But
They're
would
they're
people
called-
know about it?
Well, you're on the HCIU, so yes, everyone knows that you have some powers.
Yeah.
But it's entirely possible that you have not made it clear to the media what powers you have.
Oh, well, not to the media, to my partners, of course.
Yeah, of course. You told them.
I'm immune to fire. I can take the heat as well as, well, not really. Well, I can actually give it.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
I think it's Article 31. I want to say is the term.
That
I'll
sounds
find-
familiar.
Yeah,
So-
that's the name of the jacket.
Article 31. Oh, of course. Oh, it's Article 18 actually.
Yeah.
But if you
So
wanna say that-
any
yeah, it's
powers
Article-
that pose a risk to national security, such as like radiation projection and stuff like that, have to be registered with the government.
It's a misdemeanor not to. It's a misdemeanor not to report it and a felony to use it, basically.
So would that include fire control?
No, fire control is legal. There's only
Okay.
a couple Article 18 powers.
Yeah,
actually.
I didn't
if
want
you wanna
like,
bring
fire
back up the Quaid
protection or
diagram,
anything
Jer?
like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna name the illegal powers really quick, right?
Okay.
Like fire
The ones
control,
that are-
you could be a good fireman actually.
Yeah, that's what kind of why I took it instead of just skipping over it.
So these are Article 18 for just all the time, and using it has you fill out paperwork. Radiation projection, spread pathogen, and self detonation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyone who uses that is usually in big trouble, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Ones that are Article 18 for national security reasons, and often but do not always fall through the cracks, are invisibility, technopathy, teleportation, phase, and read minds. Using them and not reporting them is a misdemeanor, although sometimes it's a less big deal than the other ones.
Okay, I actually
Okay.
do have technopathy.
Yeah, again, you can use it, but you're gonna fill out a lot of paperwork once you do it.
I'm really good at bureaucracy, so
I'm glad I didn't go in that direction because I was looking at technopathy.
Yeah, it's a good power, but again, it's using using it without a warrant, for example, is going to get you in big trouble.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Jared, will you pull up the Quaid diagram and we
Oh,
take
yeah.
down the character sheet?
There you go.
Thank you.
All right, give me 1 second. So, is there any other conversation that happens? Is there some piece of news that you think would be appropriate for the year 2027?
Did you hear that they're finally putting former President Trump behind bars?
All right, let's not get too political. Here.
Behind bars on Mars.
Oh, yeah, the Mars bars, and not just the
Gosh.
candy.
Yeah.
I imagine with these new there's like state-sponsored terrorists and stuff like that that are using some of these more powerful mutants to cause chaos and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there's probably some news reports of that in some small country.
Yeah, ever since these damn muties, and I'm allowed to say that because I am a mutant myself.
One of the slurs, common slurs, is lixers
Lixers, yeah.
for helixers.
Really?
Yep.
That's really weird. Okay.
Ever since these damn lixers, again, I can say that because I am one myself, came up, just the world ain't the same. What with the blowing up, the blowings up, and
I
the
like it.
radiations and the diseases, and people, states, they pay these people millions of dollars to their families to go cause chaos in other parts of the world, destabilizing currencies and infrastructure.
You listen to talk radio too much.
Listen.
Like, all we've been doing on the right here is listening to talk radio. I'm tired of Cyber Alex Jones.
Cyber Jones.
All right. Listen, I care deeply about one. Is command amphibians a thing?
Fish.
Yeah, it actually is, believe it or not.
I don't see it.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. I'm tired of
Fish.
I'm tired of these mutants, you know, telling frogs to be gay. Commanding frogs to be gay.
Alex Jones reference. All right, so when you guys finally arrive, it's pretty hot out. It's 80-something degrees. It's not super pleasant.
Except for Bender, so.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I'm taking it okay, I guess.
Of course. The heat is
Like, what time of year is
uncomfortable,
it?
but not sweltering.
Jesus.
What time of year is it?
I'm thinking it's summer.
Okay.
Summertime chai.
Yeah, absolutely. Check out this awesome usage of Roll20. Anyway, when you guys get there, what you know so far is that there's been a murder. Dr. Sean McDougal, age 38, no will, was found murdered in his greenhouse the night of a big party.
Is that Barbara Streisand's house?
It might as well be.
Okay.
You don't have a lot of other information, but you do know that he was a fellow at the Quaid Institute, and as such, they thought it would be appropriate if they got a mutant team there to take a look at it as well. They have the regular crime scene investigators, and the rest of the team, you know, like the usual team is there as well. But they brought you guys in specifically because of your backgrounds.
So why are we brought in if we're primarily investigating mutant stuff?
Because this is a mutant-related crime. They don't know the details yet.
Okay, got it.
Who did you say was on the floor?
Dr. Sean McDougal, age 38, died in the greenhouse.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys pull up. They've detained all the guests that were here last night. You can see, people are chilling out right now.
Is there evidence of foul play?
Actually, let me change the music because this is like super fucking hysterically relaxing.
Make sure it's not licensed.
It's not licensed. It's all open source, actually.
Okay. Can you make sure you post the. This is actually super important. Post the artist and the name inside the chat.
Well, it's not just Creative Commons. It actually is open source.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Thank you. Just.
Yeah. So it's just public domain. As soon as I bring it up.
It's 0420.
The only music that you'll hear is like, Yankee Doodle Dandy.
Ave Maria.
Yankee Doodle.
Okay. So there's a whole bunch of different staff here. The one obviously is Mads Jensen, and he is the Swedish-born medical examiner here, or the Norwegian-born medical examiner here. He's got combed-over hair. He's in his late 30s, and he has dark sunglasses like a hipster, or not dark sunglasses, dark thick plastic glasses like a hipster, thicker than mine.
Okay.
I walk up to Mads first thing. Do I recognize him? Is
Absolutely,
he
yeah.
famous
You
enough
can
to be
see him.
recognizable?
There's a half dozen other staff here.
Okay.
So these are all people we know.
Absolutely. There's Mads
cool.
Jensen, the
Hey.
medical examiner. Mike Nadler. He's the patrolman that you often work with. He's the guy who was called here first. He's from this part of town.
Cool.
So I walk up to Mads. I cut right to the chase. I'm not one for pleasantries. I ask him what he has found out so far. I asked for his preliminary report.
So Mads takes you to the greenhouse. All right. So boys, first question: did you get the chocolate? No. That's
Chocolate?
fine. That's fine. Check your mailbox once in a while. I know that it's usually email, but come on, you got to check the. How is it? Physical world.
It's 95 degrees out.
It's melted by now.
Oh, geez, Louise, did the air conditioning break down again?
In my mailbox. Yeah, I know it's shaped like a house, but it doesn't. It's not actually furnished like one.
So he's escorting you guys further inside, and you pass by a couple different. There's 5 guests still detained here. All right. Body was found yesterday morning. Some minor decomposition setting in because of the high heat. Greenhouse. Is not a comfortable place. And he points you to the corpse. Right. The corpse is indeed Sean McDougal. He has a bunch of lacerations on the upper part of his chest, and he's collapsed next to a metal table. There are 2 unfinished glasses of wine sitting on a metal tray. There is glass everywhere.
From the greenhouse?
No, it appears that none of the greenhouse glass was actually broken, which is interesting.
So there's just shattered glass everywhere with no actual idea of where it's from.
Actually, I'm sorry. There is shattered glass, but it's on the inside of the greenhouse, and it seems like something. One of the greenhouse panels is broken. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
so
on the side.
Signs of a break-in. Signs of a struggle.
What ability would you like to use to guess that?
Let me look here.
Languages.
I speak the language of death.
Also,
I'm Reaper from Overwatch. Evidence collection works great, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be really good. Glad
Sure.
one of us has that.
Sure. So as you look around, you notice, first of all, the glass is not, what's the phrase? He's like on his back, and he's lying on top of glass, as though it happened before he fell down. There's a little glass on top of him, but, the vast majority is not. And you notice a particularly pronounced dent in the edge of the metal table. There's also, 2 metal chairs, that's sort of you'd see at, a cafe or something,
So when one of us uses the abilities, do we all know the results of that abilities?
Yeah,
or...
the assumption is that it's always shared. There's
Okay.
generally no reason not to share it.
So
And
basically he fell.
I don't know.
Can I use forensic entomology to determine time of death?
Absolutely. Time of death. Mads is pretty sure that it's recent. He narrows it down to last night. You're able to note that. Actually, do you want to give me a 1-point spend?
Yeah, I can. Give me 1 second.
Sure. So you give a 1-point spend, and you're able to determine not only was it last night, but because of the time of year it is and the larva that he was cultivating, that he died at about 11:35. Not 11:35, but about 11:30 last night.
So what's he a doctor of?
He got his PhD in anamorphology.
Ah, okay.
And that's why we were called in.
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's the guy saying that is Ed the Ted Riley, who's played by Jonah Ray.
Nice. What's the victim's name again?
Dudes, I thought you guys knew this guy. Says Ed the Ted.
It's Dr. Sean McDougal, age 38. He just died in the greenhouse.
Hell yeah, come on.
Sorry, I'm writing this down right now.
No, man, don't worry about it. Cops are supposed to write stuff down.
Okay.
Do you have a tablet or something?
Let me recap. You said that there is some glass on him.
Glass under him. There's shattered glass, and the body is on top of it.
It is on top of the glass.
Yes.
Okay.
There's also lacerations across the chest, as well as a dent in the table.
And there is. You said 2
That's
wine
why I
glasses.
assumed there was an impact. Yeah, 2 wine glasses.
Filled.
They're both half full.
Okay.
Now, why would somebody want to kill this guy? He's a very prominent and probably popular, or let's not say popular, let's say well-known, PhD in anamorphology.
Yeah, he worked at the Quaid Institute. You might
Right.
have met him once or twice. He's
Right.
not like a Michio Kaku level guy, but you've probably seen him on TV at least a couple times.
He's the region's expert.
Right.
What immediately jumps out at me is that he was there with somebody.
Right.
Someone that
He
he
knew.
was intimate enough with to sit down and have a glass of wine with.
Strangely enough, in a greenhouse.
Correct. Maybe they were discussing things. Maybe they were, going over things, in a more casual setting. But, around where he was, his field of study.
No one can talk to plants, can they?
I wanted to take that, but then I didn't.
Oh, well. This would have been an open and shut case.
So we, it could be that it was someone that he knew intimately, or at least intimately enough to sit down and have a drink with, and we're having a conversation, a disagreement happened, and things got heated. Person X tries to storm off. They get outside. Sean tries to stop him, gets pushed through the thing, head gets bashed in by the thing. I'm just throwing out theories here, but that's something that could have happened.
What are the state of all the plants, basically?
Well, they're well kept. He's clearly a fan of. He's clearly a big fan of such of gardening.
Is this related to his field of study? You said lava.
You don't really know. I guess. Do any of you guys have anamorphology or trivia?
Yes.
Yeah, I have trivia.
I have anamorphology.
Sure. Your trivia, Thursday, Detective Thursday. You know that he was working on theories about mutations that appeared before the ghost flu 10 years ago.
Okay. And
and with anamorphology, Detective Gutierrez, you know for a fact that he believed that the DNA mutations could appear in all sorts of species, not just humans. That's kind of a fringe thing. People generally made fun of him for that, but he'd go on podcasts and talk about it anyway.
Like the Joe Rogan podcast, though, not like.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Was he himself a mutant?
No. He if he did have powers, it wasn't well known, or it wasn't. What's the phrase? Publicized. Do you have any points in anamorphology? By the way, you said yes.
Yes.
Do you want to give me a 2-point spend?
I only have one.
You want to give me a 1-point spend?
Yes.
Sure. So in the future, I won't always offer you the chance, but here's the twist. You've met him, I think, at a conference, or perhaps he stopped by the police station at some point.
Yes.
You know that whenever you asked him, he would wink and say, "If only I was so lucky," implying that he definitely did have a power, but he didn't make it clear what.
Okay.
This is a high-end house, correct? Like.
Oh yeah,
is wealthy.
I think that yeah, absolutely. But you know that it's also that his family is from money.
Old money.
I wanna see if there is cameras.
Sure. You spend a little time asking around. Again, there are some guests still there. He's got like a live-in maid named Carla, but she basically says yes, they do have cameras, but they all face the front of the house.
Okay. And
That could still help because he was
Certainly could.
drinking with someone.
And who is how many guests were there that have been detained?
There are 6 total.
6 total.
Yep.
Including Carla.
Not including her. I guess technically she's not a guest. She just lives here.
Okay. And are any of those people also well known?
Who discovered the body? That was Carla, the maid. All of them you can talk to more in detail. So, are any of them well known? I'd say that Patrick Wade's pretty well known. The priest.
Tell me more about him.
You'd probably want to talk to. You know what? I'm kind of imagining that it's one of the cops that knows him. Like, you don't know Patrick Wade? You don't follow his stuff on the TV?
I don't own a TV.
You don't own a TV? Well, of course nobody owns a TV. You have it on your phone, right? You go on YouTube Live, watch the Redmond Brothers?
Oh yeah, they're the most famous YouTubers in all of history.
They've
No,
got
of course not. No, don't be
10
silly.
jillion YouTube subscribers.
They had to
That's
invent a new
iDubbbz, as
number.
we all know. With 1 quadrillion.
It's legally
No.
required to be subscribed to them.
It's a weird law. No, yeah, the Reverend. He's the guy who always shows up on TV. You know, he's the politician. He's a state senator, not like a federal senator, like a state senator.
Okay.
He has that radio show.
Oh yeah.
He's a radio evangelist as well as a senator.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to know.
State senator again, not like a full-time, not like a federal senator. The federal
Right. But I want to know about his politics.
Sure. Do you have any points in
Law.
what ability do you think that would be?
I have some in law.
I think law would do. Yeah. You know that he is analogous to our current Vice President Mike Pence in many ways. Although he's a lot more. He's very sedate.
He's a little anti-muty. If we're going by like X-Men
You know,
standards.
you never ever have gotten the sense that he's anti-mutant. Interestingly, he's always calling for restrictions on dangerous powers. But you know that he's very what's the phrase? Very vehement in the idea that it's a divinely inspired gift.
Okay.
And that people should use it, well, because it's obviously because God was the one who gave these powers to people.
Okay.
And it's that,
What's this man's name again?
Patrick Wade.
Reverend Patrick Wade. Thank you to one of the people in the chat who suggested it.
A priest, a state senator, and a radio talk show host. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're all necessarily that far away.
Think about it. Priests work on Sundays. Senators work 2 days a week.
Like that gives you the rest of the time for podcast.
Right.
Okay, so he's a Bible thumper, to use more of a
Yeah, I think so.
colloquialism. So he would almost be opposed. Can I actually talk to him? I'd like to talk to him.
Sure, he's here. But how about we finish up this scene in the greenhouse first?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we could continue with the scene, but that is my intention next.
Can we run analysis on the wine and the wine glasses?
Yeah. Absolutely. You scan it, and Mads takes some scans of it, and he says it'll come back in tomorrow sometime.
Yep,
All right,
yep.
that's a good day. Let's wrap up and go home. Waiting for the results.
Kick back.
2 weeks.
Okay. Is there anything else you can tell us, Mads?
Sorry.
It's fine. Are you Snapchatting?
Yeah.
Are you on Bumble?
Well, let's see. What else can I tell you? The body found this morning by the maid. Let's see. Well, and he sort of shoos away. I think there's probably 1 or 2 press people here, and there's a police photographer, obviously.
How'd they get all the way to the greenhouse?
I think they were invited specifically by they were allowed.
Oh.
Anyway, the Mads leans in really close. Hey, the patrol officer said that he found something real important, but he said that he couldn't trust a foreigner with it. I'm not sure what to make of that, but he said he wanted to talk to the detectives when they got here.
All right. Do you think he thinks I would be a foreigner?
I don't think so.
Who said that? Sorry.
One of the patrolmen.
Oh, okay.
Feels like we should be dressing down that patrolman, what ho?
Yeah, I think so too.
That's a demerit.
We'll put it in our official report.
That's
Yeah,
one demerit.
We'll put it in the report. Let's write that down.
Fucking racist ass.
Demerit.
All right, can we go talk to him right now, or do you think?
Sure. Yeah, the patrolman's here.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him right now.
1 second. On the way there, you can see Monica Stewart is trying to ask you some questions.
She is.
Oh, you know Monica Stewart. She's the face of media that covers of the local media. She always covers every single mutant related event. It's like she's everywhere.
She's the senior mutant correspondent.
Absolutely, Monica Stewart. Yeah, Monica Stewart, senior mutant correspondent.
Like April O'Neil in the Turtles.
She isn't being detained. She is trying to get info.
Yeah, I think she's poking in. Hey, Detective Gutierrez, Detective Thursday. How you doing?
I immediately start pushing her away.
Easy there.
This is an active crime scene, and I don't need your tabloid.
Your rag.
Reflexes, I dodge her questions.
What'd you say, Sai?
Okay.
I dodge her questions with reflexes. I keep her busy.
Nice.
I love it. Come on, this is an important thing. This guy was important. You must have some comment about it.
We will.
Yeah, we will issue the standard press release that you and all the other media sources will get, unless you can tell us something.
She puts down her microphone and does like this motion to her cameraman and walks over. All right, but for real, do you think this has anything to do with his big research?
Do you?
Yeah. Yes.
Probably. I don't know.
Remind me again what his big research was?
He was making some claim about ancient humans having mutant. I don't remember what it was. Something about humans and mutant powers. I really don't know. That's your job, isn't it?
That's all you can give me? His research was about mutant powers of humans with mutant powers. Of course they were.
Jeez Louise. Come on.
Late
We've
to
had
the
good times.
table, aren't there? Yeah, we already knew that. Jeez, you call yourself a reporter.
All right, you guys dodge her questions with great ease. So you head back inside the house then, right?
I think I'm going to at least, yeah.
Sure. Also, I should describe the layout. It's sort of like the picture I sent. It's a big house. The cliffs are honestly a lot taller. That picture I sent you doesn't really do it justice. They're like 100, maybe 200 feet up.
Okay.
So you guys are, in Malibu. So you can see these, you can see the Los Angeles Bay Area. You can see the Pacific Ocean. You can see all these ships that go in and out of the harbor still. A couple of pleasure boats are always out and about. The greenhouse, after the greenhouse, there's a short path that goes down to a tool shed. And then by passing the tool shed, you can go to a path that like really slowly snakes down to the beach area, but it looks you get the sense that that's not used a lot.
Yeah,
like this guy didn't just walk down. It's kind of treacherous looking. Anyway, and then the rest of the house, there's the front area, a tennis court, and the rest of the house has just two wings. One that's sort of like the academic wing, and one that's sort of like for entertainment and guests, etc.
Okay. And I just want to reconfirm that the guests that are being detained were here during the murder or during the discovery of the murder.
So.
And I would be asking a police officer this, who was like first
sure.
on the scene.
So what did I say his name was? He's got a name too. So Patrolman Nadler. Yeah. We spoke with the maid. She says that she woke up around 6 o'clock in the morning, saw the body, saw that the greenhouse door was open. There was a break in it. She walked over to it, checked it out, said that, what's the phrase? Big ol', what's the phrase I'm looking for? She found the body there. What can I say? Around 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. And,
guests had all arrived apparently the night before. Had met him, and he said that there was going to be some sort of he was going to talk to all of them about his recent trips abroad this morning.
Okay, so they were all called there by our Vic.
That's correct. The guy with the case of dead guy syndrome was the one who called them all here.
Okay, first off, a man is dead. So let's use a little bit more tact. Second off,
you're never going to get your detective badge acting like that.
Why would I want that? I'm retiring in 2 weeks.
Yeah, not if I can. You know what? Never mind. You said there was a young man over here, the medical examiner, who said you were withholding evidence from him.
Oh no! I just didn't want to give it to him. He could be a spy.
A spy for who?
All right, so he takes you guys aside. Can we talk inside? Maybe somewhere real private.
All right.
You gotta check this out, boss. All right, so Detective Detective Gutierrez, check this out. And he pulls out a small box. He has gloves on. It's like an evidence bag. It's maybe 12 inches by 6 inches. It sort of looks like a velvet-lined case, etc. This was right next to his body.
Okay. Open it up. What is it?
It's splattered with blood inside and out. I don't know exactly what was inside it, except I did find this one thing. And he pulls out a small note that appears to be like a label or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
There was a label inside the box, and it says MANSPY in all caps.
MAN
I like that, yeah. I put it in the YouTube chat.
SPY.
Man spy.
Yep.
That was the label on it.
Yes.
And what makes
And
you
it
think...
is and it is covered in blood.
And that makes you think that...
Espionage, international intrigue.
Now, that label was inside the box.
Yeah. Well, the box was open when I got it. The label looks like it had fallen off of it.
And there wasn't anything else in the box.
Not when I got it. I bagged it up before the foreigners, the photographers got here. This could be big. This could be international stuff.
You know his family has lived in America for the last 8 generations.
You're right, but his sisters just got married to that Chinese gal. I mean, yeah, Chinese gal.
She's probably like Korean or something.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for bringing this to my attention, officer.
Thank you. No, the pressure's all mine. Listen, this could be big stuff. I don't want you to mention my name.
Oh, don't trust me. I've already scratched your name out of the report.
Just tell me what it is again.
I didn't scratch the name out of the report.
Just so I make
I'll
sure
type it out.
not to mention it.
Yeah. I wrote it down as Notler. That way I remember not to not to mention your name.
Can I do a read mind? I have read minds.
Okay.
I want to can I see this man's mind?
Let me bring up the rules for it, okay?
Yeah.
Also, if maybe I could use translation on the note.
All right, so 1 second. You can read the service thoughts of any individual with your direct unaided line of sight. You gain 1 point of information for each read minds point you spend. So.
Yeah, I'm specifically looking if he has tampered with the evidence at all, or if he is trying to influence us to look a specific way in regards to a very specific person.
I have bullshit detector if we want to use that as well.
That's true.
Sure.
All right. How does spending points work?
Just tell him you want to spend a point.
You just tell me you use the ability, and you can choose to spend points if you want to instead.
So basically, that reduces the amount that I have.
Correct. Yeah,
All right.
but your rating doesn't change, and they refresh at the end of at the start of each new case.
Only
Okay,
if
so
you spend the point,
I'll spend a point on bullshit detector then.
Okay, sure thing. So the information you get, you feel like he is not bullshitting you, and if there is any doubt in his mind, it's because he wants it to be bigger than it actually is.
So it's not so much that he's lying; it's thus that he believes it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I retract my thing if he did that first. Okay.
Sure.
Okay, Jonathan, you said you wanted to use.
Is it? Can I tell with translation whether man spy means something other than the English words man and spy?
Sure. Yeah. The first thing that comes to mind is, well, those are both English words. Do you want to give me a 1 point spend?
Yeah, I absolutely can do that.
Well, you know that Spee is a name for a bunch of different towns in Europe.
Spee?
SPY, yeah.
Like, okay. Manchester? Spee?
If it was a container from the greenhouse, it could be something to do with Mandragora, if that's a thing.
Could be. That's very true.
It could be just shorthand scientific notes for something specific.
Yeah.
Was that the only thing in the box?
Yeah. And blood.
In the box.
Whose blood?
I assume we'll get some DNA analysis on
Yeah.
that as well.
Absolutely.
Fingerprints.
Nice.
Now they can only keep most of the people here until tomorrow morning legally, without
Right,
anything
because then they
further.
file a writ of habeas corpus, and then they're free to go.
Yeah. So they're going to keep them here for a little while longer, but eventually you will have to just let these people who may be totally innocent go.
Yeah, let's go talk to them.
I actually have cryptography. Now,
Okay.
would that be relevant if it is an anagram, or not an anagram, but acronym?
You get the sense that it's not a code.
Right.
Okay.
And there's no blood separating the two letters, right? That might cover up something.
You know what? There's blood covering up a comma.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Okay. Just trying to cover our bases here.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
totally.
want to talk to Patrick Wade.
Sure. Sai, do you think he'd have a shitty Southern accent?
If you want, I mean, that's up to you.
That's true. Does he have a shitty Southern accent?
Ya all.
Nailed
Probably
it.
not.
I feel like you've only ever read that word.
So is Patrick Wade? You guys know him. He's a public figure.
Right.
I think that he is a. Hold on. 1 second. Yeah, he's an Anglican. He's from the Anglican Church in the USA. Surprisingly, maybe not extreme, but surprisingly devout and public about it, considering there aren't a lot of Anglicans in LA anyway.
Right.
But so you've
Or
probably
in all
seen
of
him.
America.
Right. Well, there are. I mean, there's a decent number, but yeah. So you've probably seen him in that iconic dark, that iconic white cassock.
Okay.
When he's presiding at religious events. I don't think he's like a televangelist, but he wears it when he can. You guys kind of get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
When you see him, he's not wearing it. He's just wearing the collar, and I think casual clothes, a polo shirt like mine, and a pair of loose pants.
I introduce ourselves. I say hello. I'm Detective Thursday. This is Detective
Howdy.
Gutierrez. We're twins.
It's Thursday, Mr. Gutierrez. Pleasure to meet you both. Is that
this
just
is
a joke?
Detective Ender.
Barry Ender. Hello. Bender.
No relation to the rest of us.
Well, hell, that's pretty good. Are you two actually siblings? You gotta tell me.
Say again?
You two actually siblings? Just to satisfy my curiosity.
Why would you ask that?
I'm just curious. It's just a joke.
Someone just died.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I know
like
that
we
someone
like
just
we
died,
said,
and
we
it's a
are
real-
twins.
Fair enough. It's a real tragedy. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna miss him very much, but we gotta move forward, right?
Now, how did you know the victim?
Well, he would call into my radio show.
Right, your radio show, which is called Yes and
Wade's words.
Okay.
Right off the tip of the tongue.
Yep. No, not even a hesitation there.
Wade's Let's Play channel.
Yeah, he's also a Let's Player.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
everyone is in 2027.
It's a gig
you're not
economy.
It's
Yeah.
required by law.
Now, can you tell me why he invited you here?
Well, I do believe that he wanted to show off something to me. I'm afraid I didn't really know quite what. I wish I had paid more attention to his phone calls and everything. He was always prattling on about this or that, but nah, I think he was going to show something off related to his findings.
It doesn't sound like you agree with his findings very often, do you?
No, sir. No, sir. He was not a man of God. Not only was he not a man of God, he was more than a man of science, which I can respect. He was a man of deep-held convictions about what's right, what's wrong, and what happens to us after we die. If you want to go on YouTube, we've got some pretty funny supercuts of our conversations.
Yeah, I'll be sure to I'll be sure to.
I'm sorry,
I'll put that
Vimeo.
in my watch later list.
Yeah.
Anyway, what can I say? He was a liberal. I'm a conservative. I pray that God will take him in regardless of what he believed. God forgives all.
God forgives all. Now, does he forgive you?
What ability are you using on him?
Endorphin control wouldn't do anything, would it? What is it? I don't necessarily know what endorphin control would do.
Can you control other people's endorphins?
Yes.
Look it up.
Nice.
Also, it's called dwarfing. If
Dwarfing.
you,
Yeah, I'm a dwarfer.
It's called dwarfing if you just drink it. Is it endorphin control others?
Yeah.
You can stimulate endorphin production in the brain of another person within range. They experience an exhilarating rush of physical pleasure. To use this ability, you make an endorphin control test. The difficulty is 3. If their health is 8 or more, the difficulty is 4. Legal ramifications. Some authorities have, with limited success, attempted to subject willing recipients of endorphin control as the same legal penalties faced by heroin users.
Yeah.
It's not Article 13 or anything. Use of this power without consent does lead to charges of administering a noxious substance.
Yeah, makes sense. So, it wouldn't really. It wouldn't be a great idea to try to dope him up.
Hey, it's what's the range? The range. I'm pretty sure it's not touch or anything. So, if you want to do it, go for it.
No. That would be illegal.
I want to specifically use bullshit detector on the idea that he didn't pay attention to his conversations.
Oh yeah, good point.
No, he paid complete attention.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
He paid complete and utter rapt attention the whole time.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, sir, I'm vaguely familiar with your YouTube podcast. And you...
I'm so honored.
Anyway, and you have heated debates with this man.
Yes,
How can you say that you? How can you say that you didn't pay attention if you were enraptured in debate?
He was a rambler.
Sir, I've heard you cut off thousands of guests. I just downloaded your entire library.
It's my show. I'm sorry,
mind.
officer, but it's my show. I certainly don't come to your office and make fun of the way you do your work. I have nothing but the respect for police.
The preferred term is caps.
But of course, I'm sorry. How times change.
Yeah.
I don't. What can I say? He always had so many things to say. Those calls sort of rambled on, and when he made those, as you know, we've appeared in public together a few times.
Okay, so you just said that he called in a couple times, and now you're appearing together.
We've appeared together 3 or 4 times for different things. We had that one debate with the ghost of Bill Nye.
And Tupac hologram?
And the Tupac hologram. We were there at Neil deGrasse Tyson's funeral, that sort of thing.
Yeah, let me say something. Neil deGrasse Tyson, what a way to go. Mobbed by millions of angry Twitter users. It's
How ironic as well.
I've never seen something like that.
You know,
Some days I still can't believe it. I literally can't believe it.
First ever flash mob murder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that one, they just labeled that as suicide, right?
Yeah.
They couldn't figure it out.
They said he was desperately trying to describe that a flash mob doesn't actually flash.
He makes the sign of the cross.
Jesus Christ.
Now,
okay, so you're just okay. I'm gonna go a little bit out of not speaking directly to him. I'm going to I'm going to say that he is clearly not making any like his story is changing. First, it was a phone call. He hardly knew him. Now he's having 5, 6, 7, 8 debates with him.
He's saying that he had debates with him in the past, but that he did not know him personally.
Yeah.
And
He never got
it was a
dinner with
little unusual, but not completely unheard of to have him invited to go to a thing. But the implication he was giving was that they had appeared in public together, but it's not like they had made it up. It's like they were both there because it was like a media thing.
They're both known personalities.
And
Yeah.
they're both
And it's LA.
professionals. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both science and religion types in Los Angeles, so like they're gonna
Which is
see
an
each
often
other.
conflicting debate.
Yeah.
So
Sir, have you had anything to drink within the last 24 hours?
let me think. Well, when he went to bed early, he went to bed early, and we had ourselves. We might have helped ourselves with some of his gin.
Okay.
We, as in the rest of the guests.
Well, the maid said he was all right. What can I say?
About what time did he go to bed?
I don't rightly remember. Sometime around 10, 11 o'clock, I want to say.
Really?
That sounds about right.
Let me write something down here.
Oh, yes, I'm taking your notes. You ever think of getting a smartphone, sir?
That's very offensive. My mutant abilities don't allow me to interact with electronics.
I'm so sorry, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it just to, you know.
Just
You just trail off there. That's fine.
Just
I know what you mean.
dot.
And did they have? Did you say that they had cameras inside the house, or only on the outside?
It's mostly like outside security, and they're all facing towards the street. Mostly, there's probably one or two inside the house. You can look at them if you want to later. Actually, not later on. If you can look up if you want to.
I will. I don't think the way you're talking, it doesn't seem like that would.
I guess you kind of don't really know what you're looking for. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Is there one pointing towards the bar, by any chance?
What was that?
Is there one pointed towards the bar by any chance?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
They're not like in his party rooms.
Yeah.
I think I want to call bullshit detector again on
Sure.
his gin.
On what?
On the idea that he helped himself to gin with the party guests. I mean, I could ask the other party guests as well, but
Sure, you absolutely could. You get the sense that it was not okay.
that he did in fact help himself, but that it wasn't okay.
That they all helped themselves for
Oh.
sure, but definitely I think that he knew that it wasn't okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us before we leave?
Well, I'd like to get going. You see, my daughter's having a pair of weddings.
A quinceañera.
What? A quinceañera? My daughter's quinceañera? Nah, I'm just joking. I'd like to leave, but I understand there's an ongoing investigation. So, no. Just let me know when I can get going, officers.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll try to get you out of here as soon as possible. If you can just sit tight, we might have some more questions for you in the next few.
Detective Ender, do you have anything?
Oh yeah.
No, I haven't got anything to add to this.
Oh okay.
Every time I wanted to suggest something, you just covered it.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Don't be afraid to talk over
no,
us.
that's fine. No, that's fine. You know, if you guys miss anything, that's what I'm here for.
Okay.
You're the catch-all.
Yeah.
The safety net. Okay. Stick around. We might have some more questions for you.
He slumps down in the chair, and I think that he consumes some more gin. Some more gin that's not his.
Okay. Also, maybe cool it on the gin.
Well, I can save you some if you'd like, officer.
I'm on the job.
I guess that shuts him up.
Will you say Tubalcane to him?
No. All right. Let's go talk to. If you guys don't mind, there's. I believe there was somebody else we wanted to talk to. The maid.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk to the maid? What's her name?
Sure, absolutely. Carla.
Right. Carla. She found the body.
Absolutely.
At 6 in the morning.
And when did she go to sleep?
Carla's stuff is not quite as
Fleshed out.
It's not like it's. I mean, I know it sounds kind of silly, but like she's just not as important. Oh God, that's so loud. How do I turn that down? Stop. There we go. Now we have this. Now we have the kooky, fun investigation music. Carla's. I mean, like, what can I say? Carla's not. You get the sense that Carla's not a suspect.
No.
All your stuff triggers that she like clearly didn't do it. That she's too small. She's old, frail. You know, she just,
Right.
just doesn't seem like she has the physical strength.
Right.
But she might have something.
Sure. Yeah.
Can we just go over?
Yeah. Her information. So she was so sad because she did seem to clearly like appreciate her bosses. She liked Sean. She liked Sean a lot.
Yeah.
He had just gotten back from his trip in Europe. So for him to suddenly pass away, she hardly even got the chance to say hi.
No.
Like she was, all she had basically done was help him get his luggage, from the car to the house and get ready for the party, and then that was it. She, from the window in the morning, she saw that the greenhouse, there was like a break, and she saw Mrs. Chen eating breakfast in the in the kitchen.
The nook.
And what was that?
The nook. The breakfast.
In the nook, yeah, absolutely. And he saw Mr. Davidson was up bright and early.
Okay, so Mrs. Chen.
Yeah, I'll just tell you all the people who are still here. How's that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Victim, Sean McDougal.
Yeah.
I feel a little guilty saying it. Spliff Danger.
Oh, nice.
He was a scientist who was called over.
Now, was that suggested in the chat?
Yes.
Nice.
Reverend Patrick Wade, of course.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
His sister, Lily. That's Lily McDougal.
Oh.
His sister's wife, Chen.
His sister's wife, Chet.
No. That'd be really weird, wouldn't it?
Mrs. Chen.
Yeah,
Was his
Lily's
sister's wife?
wife.
correct. They kept their names basically.
Okay.
Right. No, I understand.
Mrs. Chen is Lily's wife, the sister. The maid I already told you, Carla. Again, not super useful right now. And lastly, I'm trying to find the name. I feel stupid. Oh, here we go. Parker. Mr. Parker, and he was a journalist who was asked here. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I goofed it. Monica. The journalist Monica was asked here also.
Monica Stewart.
Yeah, Monica Stewart.
Oh.
She has a cameraman, but the cameraman has an alibi, basically. He was like he wasn't there that during the night. He was like at the station or something.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, he wasn't invited, but I gather that the moment something happened, she called him over.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
All right.
Okay. I'd like to talk to somebody about his travels to Europe.
Sure. About whom?
I guess
he's-
Spliff Danger, who was another scientist. would
Yeah,
work.
I agree with that. That sounds like a great place to start.
Yeah, keeping it in the circles, they would know what's been happening with the research.
Sure. So you're going to speak with Mr. Danger.
The
Thank you very much.
Professor
He would be better able to answer our questions about what he was researching that the Reverend was unable to answer.
Yeah.
This is true. So Spliff Danger is a he's got olive skin and short cropped hair. He has TV good looks, but not so good looking that you'd ever think of him as a model. He has a one leg in a pretty bad looking cast, although he seems fairly mobile on it. It's like one of those walking casts.
Right. Okay. So, Professor Danger? Are you a professor? I think maybe Jeremy has locked up? Or he's really good at, like, just freezing.
You're both working for me, but that's happened before where one of you would freeze and I would have to refresh the roll 20.
Let me refresh here. Can you hear him?
He just refreshed.
Oh, okay. Hey.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry about Mr. Danger is. Did you get my description? It's not super important.
Olive skin, good looking, leg and cast.
Yeah, he looks really actively freaked out though, talking
Okay.
to the cops.
So, Professor Danger, is it?
Yes, that's me.
Could you tell us a little bit more about Mr. McDougal's, Dr. McDougal's travels to Europe?
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I haven't really kept up with his scholarship, truth be told, but I know that he was looking for so I guess you could say anthropological finds. Not really 100%, but I know that he was doing a lot of information on old books. I know it sounds silly. He had a bunch of old French books he had bought, antiques from like the 1800s, that sort of thing.
Interesting. Well, give me 1 second here.
Yeah, of course. I'm free to go though after this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Would those books still be in the luggage, do you suppose?
Yeah, I guess so. I remember he mentioned he hadn't even really unpacked yet.
All right. Would I be able to use natural history to figure out what books they are?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll go do that.
Sure. Let me talk with them for just a bit longer. Then.
Yeah,
Okay?
just go for that. I'm just saying that's what I just go straight up to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That'd be great. Now, you said he's on an anthropological study?
Yeah, I think probably. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we were old buddies. He, I just feel guilty for never actually following his work. You know.
So what is your
now.
field of work?
Oh, spelunking, speleology, technically.
Yeah.
Okay, geology. What can I say? I'm a geologist. My main focus is caves, underground rivers, that sort of thing. I spent a lot of time. Have you ever seen that movie, The Cave?
No, but I have seen your YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was gonna say I got a cameo in it, but that's fair. Yeah, that's good too.
I mean, I'm more proud of the cameo, but
But then my YouTube channel.
Split Danger's Let's Play the Cave.
Yes.
And Cave Story. And any other caving games.
Spelunky.
Spelunky. Yeah, he loves Spelunky.
Yeah, he's got a skin. One of the characters' skins is Split Danger.
Yeah, it's in reference to him.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, I didn't go with him last time though. I didn't know what he was doing. Probably some with caves. I don't know. But he invited me out to come. But as you can see my leg, I wasn't really in any mood to do much traveling. You know.
How long has your leg been broken?
It was pretty bad. I was doing some field work last year in January, so maybe 6 months ago. Fell, had it trapped. I almost had one of those 198-hour situations.
Yeah, Aaron Ralston.
That's a classic movie.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's great. It's really great. And the fact is that it's timeless, so you can always make references to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got rescued, but it was pretty bad, so it's been busted up for months.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm glad you're making a full recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm ambulatory.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can tell us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Reverend Wade and oh shit! What did I give what was the journalist's name? I can't find it.
Monica Stewart.
I have like 50 tabs open right now.
Monica Stewart.
Yeah, the Reverend and Monica got in a pretty big argument last night. I didn't really hear what it was because I was kind of trying not to listen, you know?
Right.
That's interesting. She didn't tell me about that.
Well, Monica doesn't talk like a lot of stuff. You know, Monica and this guy were old friends, right?
Yeah. I mean, she wouldn't be here otherwise.
Oh, no. Like old friends. Like something close, I think.
Interesting.
Like thousands of years old? Are you saying that
Yeah,
they're like vampires?
Yeah. Have you seen The Immortal Man? It's a
No,
great
but
movie.
I have seen its YouTube channel.
Do you have a cameo in that movie as well?
They cut it.
Typical Hollywood bullshit.
They cut it. I'm so sorry. I felt really bad.
You can't do anything in this town.
Yeah. Just try to get a break. It just. Anyway. Yeah. I'm a struggling actor myself, so I know how it is.
Oh yeah?
But aren't we all?
Los Angeles was the best choice.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. If you can think of anything else, please let us know.
Yeah. So, am I good to get out of here then?
No, please stick around.
Okay. Are you gonna do like a Sherlock Holmes thing where you accuse them in front of us?
Yep. You got it, pal. Sure thing, champ.
I shout down from upstairs. Check his medical records about the leg.
You just scream it. Walkie-talkie.
Check his medical records. I mean, those are sealed by HIPAA laws, my dude.
All right, I want to cut to Sai then. Okay.
Yeah, please do.
So, Sai,
Presumably, I've asked the maid where he's left his bags because she helped him in.
yeah. Ed lets you inside. I'm not Ed. Your character's name is Dr. Edwin, or not Ed, right? Edward?
Barry Ender?
Barry Ender, shit. So, Detective Ender heads upstairs where you see his bags. It looks like he has unpacked only one of them.
All right. I'll start with that one then. So, what does it look like that was in there?
The only one that seems to be unpacked, is
it like
laptop?
Does it look like there's a whole bunch of stuff in there, like clothing and general stuff?
Yeah,
I'm
it seems like
skipping
there's
over that
space.
stuff.
There's space for like what looks like a box, like there's a really.
All right, that's what I suspected.
And like he took out his laptop. He took out his.
This box is presumably the one that we have, the size of a book.
Give or take, yeah.
Ah, okay. Can I use natural history to determine, like, the relevance of Man-Spy cross-referencing with libraries?
Yeah, but I think
and
it'll
stuff?
be pretty tough. It's kind of obscure. Do you have any points in natural history or anthropology?
I've got natural history at 4.
It'll be a 2-point spend then.
I'll do that for sure.
Sure. Spee. Spee. That was where the first Neanderthal was found.
Ah. Oh, right. It's definitely a book. It's a library reference. That's what the paper is.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Spee, the Grotte de Spee in Belgium. Yeah, it was probably one of the most important Paleolithic sites just ever. They found 2 perfectly intact bodies from like 36,000 years ago.
Would there have been a receipt from the library he took this book from?
Yeah, you're able to find, after a little more searching around in his effects, it seems that, again, there's still the box. You could get the sense that the box he brought back, the one that the cop gave you, was what was in here. You're able to find the book.
Oh, the book's in here.
Yeah, the actual book is in there.
Oh, wow. Okay. I just bring it down to the other 2 detectives. Hey,
Yeah, absolutely.
check it out.
It's overdue now.
Arrest this corpse.
Book him.
You think as a professor he'd be able to get the book easily?
You have a good point there, actually. He fucked up his, he fucked up his Ohio link, and I don't know.
So which country is this book from?
It's French. It's from Belgium.
It's from Belgium. All right, so it's definitely the one he brought from Europe. Okay.
With a little research, it's pretty clear that he went to Belgium bringing a bunch of old-fashioned books about natural history, and specifically about that sort of thing, about ancient bodies, etc.
All right. Belgian book. French. About Neanderthals.
Mm-hmm.
That's about as far as my thinking has gone. Yep. I don't know if it's a clue. It might be.
You guys can always make guesses. Actually, there's one power. I think it's like hypercognition, which lets you make a guess and you ask the GM if you're hot or cold, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, I have it. But,
oh, do you really?
Yes, I do. I just I don't want to use it right now.
I
want to try and come up with the most
hunch was
logical
that
thing.
the thing in the box was a book.
No, you were correct.
Yeah, I'm glad.
However, that said, there probably was space for more stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But there was definitely a book in there, just no doubt.
He's a light packer.
Well, he had more than one case, didn't he?
Yeah, he had other cases, and like all that shit's like it's not relevant.
It's all like clothing and yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I bring the book down.
Okay.
So, it seems like maybe Dr. McDougal was now Monica. When we talked about her, she let the word ancient slip. I'm wondering if maybe the only thing that I can think of right now is, and I'm kind of like whispering in hushed tones to everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, in the RPG, it says somewhere that the players, it's implied, have either walkie-talkies or like fancy phones or something where they can communicate constantly without having to worry about informing NPCs.
Oh, we have a permanent internal stage whisper amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a codec from Metal Gear Solid 3.
I was just saying Hardison's earbuds like in Leverage.
Oh yeah, that's good too. All right.
Some people have the codec, some people have the earbuds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's personal choice. Nanobots. So now
Very expensive.
I'm here right now. The only intersection I can think of between ancient anthropology, such as Neanderthals, and anamorphology is maybe ancient mutants.
Ancient mutants.
I'd like to follow up that lead with Monica Stewart.
Okay, go on.
That makes sense.
So can I walk over to her? I'd like to.
Oh yeah,
walk over to her.
absolutely. She's hanging out in like his library. A lot of the books are academic, and you're a smart guy at this, but a lot of it just looks uninteresting. I mean, like, what can I say?
Irrelevant
actually,
to the case.
yeah, like there's more stuff. Like, give me an example of something else you see in there with John.
Some. I'm sorry.
Whoa, God.
What'd you say?
Sorry. I was surprised myself. Give me some more examples of like the sort of thing you'd hear in there, or seeing in the library, just for flavor.
Oh, some like academic books you might see is like the progression of the virology of the ghost flu is what you called it.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's like I like that a lot.
Some definitely a bunch of medical textbooks. Some probably not that.
I know Freedom hates that book, and I love it, which makes me sad. But yeah, he's got you know what? Random aside, I once ran the best campaign of my entire life. Was called Eternal Lies. I was telling Sai about it like a couple of years ago. It is so good. It takes place in 1937, which to me is the best year. Basically, it's the coolest year for RPGs, including what came out: Superman, Wizard of Oz, The Hobbit. So like, it's the first year. The reason they chose it was that it was the first year that a human from 2017 would kind of feel comfortable in, if that makes sense.
Pop culture kind of started.
Exactly, right? Because
Yeah.
like Call of Cthulhu is normally in the 20s, and it's a different world. It really is.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, he's got a copy of The Hobbit. I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah, the Silmarillion.
Yeah. But anyway, so as you look through the books, you do see some more information that you can see Monica browsing through them also.
Monica, what are you looking at there?
Oh,
The Song of Ice
Nothing.
and Fire.
just yeah, I'm sad that George R.R. Martin, despite him being kind of a pedophile, died before he could finish them. The HBO series was pretty good though.
ABO.
Just I'm gonna miss him a lot.
Yeah, I actually don't watch Game of Thrones, so.
Oh no, I was talking about
Oh, you weren't talking about George R.R. Martin still?
no, I was talking about Sean.
I like the swelling of the music as Monica is talking about Sean.
I actually can't hear the music because I've got my headphones on, so Jeremy can't hear it.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh.
It's very ambient.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, could you tell me a little bit about Sean's research?
I don't know much more than you, dude. Something ancient, something fancy. He said it was going to be a really big find. He said that he wanted me there.
He didn't tell you anything about it.
You, do you know what my relationship to him is?
We've just been told that you have a pretty deep one.
I'm his goddaughter.
Goddaughter.
Yeah.
Like, God
Yeah.
made you his daughter?
No, I'm an atheist.
Brag about it.
He took care of me when I was a kid. He was only 10 years older than me, but he really looked out for me. Wanted me to do more than what I was doing with my life at the time. Sometimes he said he was going to put me in the will, you know. But I
Do you
guess
know
he
if
didn't
he
get around
did?
to
Did he?
doing it. I'm going to miss him a lot.
Do you know if he did?
I asked the cops. They said there was no will on hand.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm not going anywhere.
Does anyone here have data retrieval?
Nope.
Nah.
What's a computer?
Yeah, like I said, I can't use electronics.
It's...
Um,
God damn it.
I'd be able to use it if it was an explosive device.
now, do you know what time he went to bed last night?
You know, I think he said he was gonna hit the hay early, but I know him. He was an insomniac. You know, he I don't think that he meant to stay up, but I guarantee you that his went to bed early meant that he stayed up until like the middle of the night, probably pacing and debating online, watching YouTube videos, talking to himself, writing. I don't know, posting on his Twitter.
Yeah.
Modern day references.
Yeah. Twitter.
Playing Civilization 5 with a Brave New World expansion pack.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan was being a little bit more discreet with it. I'm gonna be. Is insomnia on the Quaid diagram?
No.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Now, you think his work was about ancient humans who had mutant abilities?
I think so. Yeah.
Has he told you anything about whether or not he's found any?
You know what? I'll tell you this much. He said that that he was going to show off a huge discovery, and that he wanted us to see it first before he went to the press.
Was he a what do they call him? Was he a mutant?
Hey, thank you for not using the slur.
The slur, yeah.
And by the way, I believe that mutants, I know that you're one of them, they normally prefer to call themselves the genetically different. I don't know, something like that.
Genetically able.
I think, and the book actually does have a bunch of cool, fun things like, what they actually like the different slurs.
Right.
Like almost
always
almost every ability has a different slur.
Yeah, which I mean kind of makes sense too. You know, in a setting where these are parts of daily life, you call someone, you call the like the people who work for waste management, like, oh, they're the trash man. You know, they're not a police officer, they're a cop, etc.
Cat.
He's not a bird controller. He's like a birdo. I don't know what it is with that, but
yeah,
he spits eggs out of its mouth.
Yeah, that's just a fact about him. He was very horrifying, actually.
Yeah.
And his mouth
it was like
wide.
a reverse Cool Hand Luke.
Was it scary? Yes. Was it beautiful? Sometimes, but usually it's just scary.
Was it delicious? Depending on the kind of egg. When he spit robin eggs?
Machine guns and robin's eggs. Alright, listen.
How did this guy die? My god, he's like some sort of Superman.
All
anyway, you asked her point blank if he had any powers?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Do you know what?
Monica looks around and eventually says that he had entangling hair.
Entangling hair. That's weird because he was bald.
Was he?
Sure, that's true. He had entangling hair, and that's why he shaved his head to hide it.
Yeah.
But those pubes, man.
Those pubes. It's horrifying.
I mean, it's the future. It wouldn't be untoward for even a professor of his standing to go in like once a month for a full body wax.
Yeah. It's 2027. There are no more rules anymore.
Yeah.
I'm looking for entangling hair, actually.
Entangling hair is down here.
Okay.
Has anyone tried to stab him?
I don't know. What was that even a question? Isn't that how he got...
Well, he had multiple lacerations, Jonathan.
So he did have multiple lacerations, so he probably didn't have blade immunity.
It definitely wasn't blade immunity. Though it is entirely plausible that he has other powers.
Oh, I found command amphibians and reptiles.
Reptiles.
Although he might have other powers, he definitely had entangling hair, and he definitely did not have blade immunity. So he could have other stuff, but...
Yeah, I could have skipped over.
Was he stabbed by any chance?
Okay.
If he has it, does Vista have it?
There's no rhyme or reason that people know right now for familial stuff.
So genetically familial stuff doesn't really work. Okay.
Yeah, people don't know. It's too soon.
We should ask the sister and her wife at some point.
Yeah.
Did we figure out what the glasses were filled up with? Was it just wine?
It's getting late in the evening because you guys probably got there in the morning. It was just wine. Yeah, 100% just wine.
Okay.
There's DNA on both of them. There's not enough DNA on either one, like in terms of what's the phrase?
To get a solid match.
Yeah, the fingerprints. It was all messed up because it was kind of really humid in the room, so it got all smudged up. And there's no lips or anything. So, but it was wine, and they're both half drunk, no poisons or anything like that.
Okay. Toxicology on Sean McDougal.
There was alcohol in his system. No poisoning or anything. Was most definitely killed by multiple stab wounds that look fairly irregular.
Irregular stab wounds.
Yeah.
Consistent with multiple shards of glass, or irregular in a different way?
What abilities do you have here? Because they've given you a bunch of stuff, but the NPCs can only do so much. And you can use more than one. It just depends on what clue you get,
Evidence collection?
Sure. With evidence collection, you spend a little more time looking around. You find it definitely appears that there was a short fight for sure.
A scuffle.
There was a short scuffle, yeah. If that makes sense. He appears to have, you can find more stab wounds on like the palms of his hands, though he was trying to block it.
Defensive.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
it wasn't just the glass, probably.
Yeah. Now.
No, with evidence collection, you're able to rule out it was not an accident. He didn't just fall.
Right.
No.
Alright.
Miss Stewart. I understand that you had a argument with Senator Pastor Patrick Wade last night.
YouTuber.
I think most people just call him Reverend Wade.
Reverend.
Yeah, that's correct. We had a funny thing. He was reading some. Hey, Sai, do you read fiction?
In real life.
Can you name a classical fiction book?
If only I could find the books that I had with me right now.
The Time Machine?
Hitchhiker's Guide.
Sure, he was reading.
That's an excellent choice.
Yeah, he was reading like the collected works of
Jules Verne.
Jules Verne. He was reading from some Jules Verne book.
Wait,
Time Machine is H.G. Wells.
Okay, whatever. He was reading H.G. Wells, one of those classic science fiction books. Late in the evening, we were all just sort of hanging out, and I made some joke about the people in the 1800s and God. I think I said something like, I wonder if there's anything about evolution in there, huh, Pastor? And he got kind of offended. He got actually really, really, really offended.
Not a big fan of the evolution theory.
No, he believes in evolution, but I made some joke about, I don't even remember what it was, but he got really intent that, no, it was a thing from God. Mutants, he kept on saying, like, no, people are mutants for a reason, People back then wouldn't have understood. I don't remember what it was, but I was surprised by how angry he got. And I got angry, too, I'll be honest.
Angry enough to kill? I'm just kidding. I
swear it. It was so heated so fast. I didn't understand it, but yeah we just got. We didn't come to blows.
As the kids say, 10 years ago, things went from 0 to 100 real quick.
That is what the kids say.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me have an aside really quick with the boys. Let me crack open
That's
a cold
very
one with the
important.
boys.
You should take those as often as you can.
My working theory right now.
Are you using cap talk?
Yeah, cap tack. We gotta, and I don't have any evidence of this, right? But my working theory right now is that, Sean discovered some ancient mutants, and that flies directly in the face of, Reverend Wade's dogma. All right,
Anglican belief.
yeah, and so that is something that that Reverend Wade would want to keep silent. Now, I don't have any evidence of this yet. We need evidence before we.
Is that enough to make a cognition check on?
I think it'd be enough to make a cognition check.
You could look at the cognition thing
no
on there,
Yeah.
because it is actually very specific about what's needed.
Sure, give me 1 second. I've enjoyed this. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too.
I am absolutely.
Yeah, so far so good.
Okay, how many points of cognition do you have?
3.
That's just enough. Give me your theory, and I tell you hot, warm, cold, or freezing. This is so adorable. I love RPGs. And the one that you're gonna... Yeah. Metachoco is giving the same thing, actually. Metachoco is suggesting the same thing. And that's the theory that you want to test?
What Jonathan said, what
Sure.
Gutierrez said, I want to I will restate it myself.
Okay, so your cognition man, by the way, also I can always just say no, you don't know.
Yeah.
No, you're hot.
Okay.
However,
Like-
you can't.
like- Sorry.
You are hot. However, regardless of how hot you are, you cannot make an arrest yet.
Right, we don't have any evidence. But we're like web-slinging coffee towards us hot.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say there's loads of physical evidence, but, I would never give you a case that you just can't solve.
Right. I think we need to re-talk with Reverend Wade.
Obviously.
Nothing's really changed. I suggest you go somewhere else first.
Okay. All right.
I do want to say that I think that there would be evidence, like physical he would have findings.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have findings like what he was going to talk about?
Can I spend a point? I'd like to spend a point in anthropology to relook over the stuff that Detective Bender went over as well.
Sure. Barry Ender has a whole bunch of material. You spent a point, you said?
Yes, please.
It seems increasingly clear that he brought something that physical in that little box.
In the box that had man spy on it. Man
Correct.
spy.
Man spy.
Yes.
Spee, technically.
Menschby.
Oh, okay. And have we figured out what that means yet?
Yeah, it was a library reference to the book.
Okay. I don't have
Because,
library references.
The
It's
lo-
basically French for saying the Spee man. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Neanderthal man, sort of thing. The first discovered in that region.
Yes. Like Adam and Eve almost.
Yeah.
More like the. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of some of the famous findings, like
Lucy.
They
Lucy
were
or
called
Lucy, yeah.
They were
Yeah.
called blank man, like Tobago man or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas this one would be Spee man.
Yeah, like Encino man.
Yeah.
Exactly
I don't think
like
they call it
Encino
Spee man because it just doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Well, in that region, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not a world famous discovery.
Yeah.
I'm supposing, but it is now going to be once whatever is figured out that it was discovered by.
It seems like it, yeah.
Yeah, we just got to figure out what that is and where the evidence is.
Okay.
I want to talk to his sister.
Sure. His sister is named. Oh shoot! I gave you her name earlier. I feel
Lily
silly.
McDougal.
Lily. Yeah, there we go. Lily McDougal, and she's there with her wife, Mrs. Chen.
Yeah.
With no first name, just Mrs.
Well, I mean, I could give you it's Liu, Liu, but it doesn't really matter. Mrs. Chen's easier to remember.
Metachoco asks if he was wearing the same clothes as he was last night.
Reverend Wade.
Reverend Wade was.
Anyway, you're asking. So you're talking to Lily. Lily is speaking in Chinese with her significant other.
Speaking Chinese.
Yes.
I've got translation.
Sure.
I'd like
Is that
to-
just always on, or do you have to spend a point?
I don't know.
Just so you know it. Yeah, she keeps on saying, like, well, if there's no will, I guess it's going to be ours, but I don't know what we're going to do with all this crap. And Lily says, like, well, listen here. My dad's company. We've been looking to expand to America for a while. We can figure this out. It's gonna be okay. We'll figure this out.
I'd like to just maybe just hold off on saying anything. Does it sound like they might say anything else that's super important? I like pretend like I don't hear him.
Sure. Man, he said it was important. I assume he wasn't gonna get some. I don't think it was anything with the business, honey. I mean, obviously, I guess inheriting it's something I hoped would happen eventually, but not like this. This is so abrupt. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And they go on for that for a while.
Can you tell me if I can speak in foreign languages with my translation power?
Let's say yes.
Okay. So, I'd like to speak to them in Chinese.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you just spill the beans at you in the Chinese.
All right. So they feel patronized, offended, and politely ask. Okay. So you. So yeah, you're speaking to them in Chinese, which allows you to skip past any possible mistranslations.
Nice. Now,
Well, I mean,
the one woman is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Lily speaks English also.
Right.
Jimmy Wong, you are part Chinese in real life.
That's true.
Can we do this?
Can you give me some Chinese?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's hear it.
Gong hei fat choi.
I felt insulted.
I'm immersed.
All right. In all honesty, though, Lily looks kind of shaken up, and she's probably wearing like a dark pantsuit.
Okay. Now I have empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I empathize with her?
I think that's some special power. Let's not worry about it right now. The TLDR is she feels genuinely sad,
Right.
although not as sad as you were expecting.
Okay. Now, I overheard you mention that there was no will.
Yeah.
So what are your main concerns right now?
What am I concerned about? Well, my brother was murdered, I guess.
Right, but I also
not
feel
sure
like something
why. I'm
else is
afraid-
I'm sorry for interrupting, but I feel like something else is weighing on you.
I'm almost kind of afraid that people are going to try and pin this on me.
Why
I
would?
hear the cops keep on talking about espionage and spies and whatnot.
Are you a spy?
No,
You know you legally have to tell me if you're a spy.
I wasn't aware of that. I'm not.
Almost got him.
Oh, really good.
So close.
All right.
So close.
Damn.
Unbeatable plan otherwise.
Why? No, I'm just kind of confused. Why? You say you're afraid that people are gonna pin it on you, and you hear people mentioning the word spy. Can you elaborate on that? So you say you're not a spy.
I'm getting kind of hungry and sleepy. I'm not going to try and end this session instantly, but I will say, eventually you figure out that she believes that her significant other is her family works for the government.
Right.
Of China.
Right. Because she said her family is looking to expand to.
Yeah, they're wealthy. They have a big company.
And she's worried that she might be
great.
seen as like a foreign national who.
Yeah, that sort of thing. But you
Okay.
get the sense but I mean, you guys have sort of ruled that out, basically.
Yeah. Well, I can.
Ruled out that there's no such espionage going on.
Right.
You're pretty sure. Yeah, it was a red herring, and you guys, it's not part of it.
We skirted around it before it even came up.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to I'd like to reassure her. I have that's an ability, but also I would just like to reassure her. You know that's not the working theory right now. You guys aren't suspects.
Okay.
As of right now, it would just be helpful if you could be as open and honest with us as you could be.
Okay. In that case, she spends a while, sort of talking about it, and eventually she says something like, I didn't want to say, but we did see some stuff out on the lake. I'm sorry, on the ocean, not the lake, last night.
It's a big lake.
It's a big lake, yeah.
It's everything's a lake if you think big enough.
Right. If you think cosmically.
If you think cosmically. There were a whole bunch of boats out there.
There were a whole bunch of boats out there. Do you know what they were there for?
They had lights, the sound of people partying. I'm not really sure, but it's kind of weird, you know.
Yeah.
We kept on saying we should go on out there, and I tried to get some of the other guests to go. To be honest, I was a little afraid you were going to bust us, make it seem like we were trying to create an alibi or something. But I swear, they were just a bunch of boats. We wanted to go maybe take his he's got like a dinghy. Take his dinghy down and see what the party was about.
Close to the shore, then. Not way out in like international waters or anything like that.
Correct.
Okay.
You guys have points of trivia, right?
Yeah.
I think that you know that there's a pretty well-known mutant group of mutants who go swimming, etc. In the middle of the night. They do stuff like, they'll get drunk and do other things that you can't normally do if you don't have powers. Since the cops and Coast Guard will generally not try and bust you, on like a weeknight for drinking and boating. If you can't drown, etc. So they're sort of using a loophole to party.
Okay. So we're thinking people with like swimming, water manipulation out there, putting on a show, like just partying.
Partying really hard. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Going all the way up and down the Malibu coast.
That makes sense. What's one thing that you were hoping to inherit from your brother?
This makes her climb up pretty hardcore.
I would like to...
I can read mind.
Good. Yep. Jerry, he says he'd like to read our mind.
You want to use read mind? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Sure. With 1 point, she's thinking about she's thinking about all of his research, right? And she's thinking like, I hope my wife doesn't ask me to turn this over to some foreign national or something shady.
So he has a lot of research that would be really useful for her company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you know where his research is?
Yeah, actually, he said that he had brought back something really big and that all the rest was in his laptop. I think he probably had copies somewhere, but I'm not really sure. It's going to take us ages to clean up all this crap,
Yeah.
Going through a dead man's house and all that.
It'd probably be almost at hand. He probably wouldn't have filed it away, especially if he was going to present it.
All right.
I guess you're right, but that's where you're the cops, and I'm not.
Yeah, so where's the laptop?
Sai asked where the laptop is.
Why are you asking me? I'm not a cop.
Oh no, I was just
Cat.
posing that out as a general question to the viewer. No.
To the viewers at home.
Where could it be? Did he have like a study or something?
Yeah,
in
that's
the
where
house?
we talked to. That's where we talked to like Monica.
Right. No, that was the library.
Oh, to me that's the same thing, I guess.
It's they're related.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Let's. Okay, I think. Let's say I want to reassure Monica. Excuse me. I want to reassure Lily.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to take that into evidence. That should make her feel pretty good. She's not gonna have to worry about giving it over to her wife.
It doesn't make her feel worse. How's that?
All right.
How does technopathy work?
Load off her mind. How's that?
Yeah.
How does technopathy work?
I don't remember.
Can we look it up real quick?
If you want to use it, it'll come up then.
Oh yeah, can you like sense the wailing cries of a kidnapped laptop?
Yeah, I want to see if can I sense the laptop?
It lets you touch servers and shit and scrape data off of them, for example.
If it's still here, it would be connected to the Wi-Fi.
It's true. No, it looks like there's like his. It doesn't look like he's got some devices. He's got like like an old Wii U or something, but he doesn't have any. It doesn't seem like he's got a laptop or like a personal computer. He's got his phone and shit, but that doesn't really provide any extra information.
Okay. Huh. Okay. That's frustrating.
The only person we haven't talked to yet is Mr. Davidson.
Wait, okay, so they were saying there was a laptop, but I couldn't sense it or anything like that.
You can't find it. Yeah.
At least it's not connected to the Wi-Fi.
So maybe it's not here on premises.
Right. Okay.
He did at least bring it with him on the way, like with his luggage. There was a case for it.
That's what I was saying. He said that there was room for something else.
Yeah, I was thinking that whatever was in the box was something of significant
We should ask
importance, not actually the laptop.
before we leave. We should ask Lily. Does she know anything about the box?
She's pretty sure there was something important in there, obviously.
Yeah. Thanks,
but
Lily.
she doesn't know anything. She doesn't know anything.
I mean,
else about it.
she didn't even know there was a box until you mentioned it.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go talk to Mr. Davidson. That's the only person we haven't talked to yet.
Okay. And what did I describe him as? Did I give you an appearance?
No, you
I
did not.
don't even recall the name.
I think it was just like another scientist.
Okay.
So Mr. Davidson, again, he doesn't have that much for you. He's an older guy, bad eyes. Like I'm thinking he's probably got like really thick rimmed nerdy glasses. He only met him yesterday. He's a paleontologist.
Nice.
He spent the whole time trying to schmooze with the Chinese lady, with Miss Chen, trying to be, trying to seem like a really cool erudite person.
Nice. So he like uses big words, but sometimes he misuses them.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gives you some more information, but the notes. I'm sorry, I'm getting kind of short here.
No, it's fine.
He gives you. He basically confirms that he was looking for cavemen.
Right. That's kind of how these things go. There's a lot of like opportunities to find the same information.
Yeah.
I wonder if we could talk to Patrick about the laptop.
Patrick.
Who's Patrick? Oh yeah, the priest.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's actually one thing. Remember how I said Mr. Davidson was up early?
Yeah. Oh, you did say that. Oh, yeah. That's right.
All right, so we'll pretend that you confront him about it. He admits that he actually has some serious jet lag, so he just never went to sleep.
Did you hear anything?
He didn't hear anything. His senses aren't super great, but he did look out the window and at some point, and he noticed that all the boats were. He noticed all the boats basically, and they kept him up the whole night. He did hear somebody. He did hear that around 11 o'clock, give or take, he did hear somebody leave the house. Normally, investigative adventures, I swear, are a little more interesting and exciting. I've been having fun, but I swear they're normally better.
I know.
Yeah,
don't
I
think that
expected
this is
to dodge
uninteresting
more
at all.
explosives and such.
Yeah, I mean, there's normally a tiny bit more action, but this was, these guys are taking their sweet time, which is not a bad thing.
No, I'm just trying to piece it all together, and I'm trying to figure out how to pin this on the right guy
You said
here.
someone left.
Well, time of death was for Sean was around 11:35. Approximately 11:35.
Yeah, he left. He said he heard somebody get out, leave the house around 11 o'clock.
So that would make sense. That follows the timeline.
Yeah, he's just Davidson. He's he's just an older guy. Again, you can kind of rule him out just because he's older, less fit. Sort of like an old-fashioned East Coast erudite professor type. He brought like a fancy bottle of wine to help. What's some other like fancy bougie shit? He was like talking about cheese, etc.
Avocado
He's like
toast.
trying to talk about exactly like he likes avocado toast. He's he's trying to tell them about.
He's a tweed elemental.
Oh, absolutely, even in the heat.
As
Yeah,
all
he's like trying to
professions.
say like, oh, the bottle of wine I brought him was Cambrai. I can tell the difference, that sort of thing.
Okay, so no, we have the working theory that with my cognition that it was the that it was Patrick Wade,
Yeah.
that whatever he killed him for was on the laptop. The laptop is not here, and that I gotta assume that the boat that it was stashed on the. Patrick. I want to talk to Patrick.
Okay, sure. You're talking to him again.
Is he a mutant?
Is he a mutant? Are you a mutant?
I don't believe. Well, whether I was or was not, I should make it clear that I don't need to legally disclose that, right? You're not going to trample on my rights.
Well, I want you to tell.
I know my rights.
I splash some. I waterboard him that way to know if he can breathe the water.
Does he melt?
I want you to stop impeding an investigation. Is what I want you to do.
Okay. What ability are you going to use on him?
Intimidate.
I'm not. I'm not a.
None of us are very intimidating, I don't believe.
I can flatter him.
You
Okay,
sure
so
do
if you
breathe
wanna
water real well.
How many points do I need for flattery?
You don't need to spend any. You just need to say it and play it out.
Oh, go ahead.
You don't need to actually say the words. You can just say like how you're flattering him if you want to.
Oh man, that's what I get for making a joke. Let's see.
gonna literally
Boy, it
throw
sure
this
was
book at you.
impressive. However, someone did this crime that they sure did. If only someone intelligent was able to walk us dumb cops through it. Boy, oh
You guys are the
boy.
worst.
Well, okay, how about... Okay, I've got interrogation.
Sure.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Can I...
Sure.
I'd like to take him off to a side room. I'd like to maybe put him some under pressure. So... Reverend
Patrick Warburton.
Reverend Wade, you I'm gonna like invade his personal space just a little bit. You you knew the
Roll stability.
huh?
Roll stability.
I'm sorry, one more time. You cut out.
Make a stability test. Roll a d6 before you choose. Add any number of points from your stability pool. Then roll a 6-sided die.
Stability. You gotta
Okay,
roll
I'll do 2.
Okay. Roll a 6-sided die. Make an average stability test.
right here, bub.
Oh, okay. Boom, 6-sided die. I rolled a 1. So
Okay.
I got a 3.
Nice. So you it goes on for a while, right? You go back and forth. He's basically using his knowledge of the law to avoid you pinning anything concrete on him. Okay.
Okay.
Eventually, you feel that you're getting physically really, really uncomfortable. Like you're getting really anxious. The fact that you can't that it's all slipping off of him. And before you can get too deep into it, you got to get out of there. You got to get some air. You know, you feel like you're having, you know, some of the I just need to step out for a second.
I walk up to you, Jonathan, Detective Ender.
Gutierrez.
How you doing?
I'm Gutierrez.
Oh, Gutierrez, sorry. How are you doing?
I don't know. I just feel like he got in my head.
Really? I want to detect influence.
It seems that he may have been targeted by emotion control.
Emotion control.
And how does emotion control work? He was alone. He was alone with my partner here.
Correct. It's not always voluntary. Some people it goes off sometimes.
Okay.
You basically you basically spend some points, and the target will feels what's the phrase? You can shift their mood nearby.
I want, but it has to be nearby.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay. I got this.
I now personally, as the detective, have evidence of Patrick Wade's ability to influence my partner's emotions.
Sure.
Yeah. He is a mutant.
Sure.
He's also relatively close on the Quaid diagram to
Sure.
Where's Oh no, no, he's not very
he's
close.
not close at all to like swimming or anything like that.
No, he's not.
Now, okay, you know what? I'm gonna empathize with him. I'm gonna use my mutant ability to empathize with him. And here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go back in there. I'm calm, I'm collected, and I know now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna empathize with him.
Spend 3 empathy points.
Yep.
What are you looking for?
Can I come with him?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to come with you.
Yeah.
I got you back up because I have evidence now.
So which emotional? So you were looking for subtle increases or decreases in amusement, anxiety, arousal, anger, or sympathy. What are you looking for?
Okay. So, I'm gonna try to sympathize with him. Okay.
Huh?
Now here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say, you know, you spent your entire life, your entire career, is based around, you know,
Disbelief.
the fact that, you know, mutants, mutant abilities are a divine gift from God.
Sure.
Am I right?
Yes'm.
And so if anybody threatened the well-being of you, your family, then it would make sense that you would, and I'm not saying kill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you killed him, but I do believe that maybe you took something from him.
Sure. So you can definitely detect some pretty serious anxiety as you're discussing this with him, right?
Right. So
I'm sorry I'm not willing to play it out. I'm just getting antsy. I'm enjoying this though.
Someone's
yeah, he
controlling
sort
your
of did.
emotions.
You know, you've got him. You're 100% sure in your theory now. You just need to find some form of evidence in some way.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Honestly, at this point,
Here's the clue. He has empathy.
That I figured.
Yeah, he has empathy as well. He's sort of like says, "Oh, you know, I don't get this good without being able to know how people operate."
Right. Yeah.
Well, at this point, can we arrest him?
No.
He's impeding an investigation.
Not. I mean, he's answering your questions. He's just evasive about them.
Right.
He's giving you answers. And if you spend points of cop talk, you can detain him for a little bit longer, and find some excuse. But he's not actually broken the law by giving you answers you don't like.
Can you ask him about the boats?
Do you know? Yeah. Does he know anything about the boats?
He says no, and you believe him, but you get a lot more discomfort when you mention that there were people out there.
Like maybe that he'd been seen.
It's possible. Sorry, I'm Russian.
No, it's fine. Alright, do you need to be somewhere, my dude?
In like near future-ish.
Okay. I'm trying to figure it out in my head. I really am.
Sure. Sai, any thoughts?
I guess all we can really do is talk to the people on the boats, but, you know, that's going to take time.
Can we lie to him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could tell him that he was seen.
Yeah. You know, we've got people out there who saw you with the that saw you with Dr. McDougal, you know? And it just came in on the radio. That's why I didn't mention it beforehand.
Okay. And what are you trying to get him to do exactly?
You were outside. Yes or no? You were outside with Professor McDougal at around 11:30 last night. Yes or no?
He says no, and you can see him like start slamming his fist on the table.
Yeah? You don't like it when I prod you like that, do you?
No, I deserve better than that from some guy like you.
From some guy like me. What does that mean?
A special person.
Yeah.
Read minds. I want to read his mind.
Read minds is not admissible. Are you sure?
It's not admissible in court.
People with empathy can tell when you read their mind.
Yeah, I think just let me
Hold me back. Hold me back.
I got this. All right.
Hold me back.
So So yeah, you don't like special people like me. You don't like special people like Professor McDougal.
I don't like him telling. I don't like him telling people what they should and shouldn't do with their powers.
One sec.
This
I've
happens in real life too. He's like,
With their gifts.
I've got a quick comeback. I just gotta think about it.
Okay.
I'm missing like one fucking step here.
You guys can use ability. Remember, that's why you guys have abilities to give you.
yeah,
four clues.
I'm looking. Trust me.
You don't have to do them in this room. I'm sorry that I swear normally this game is more fun. Thank you. Sorry,
It's
guys.
not fun.
Never talk to me again.
Stop apologizing.
It's fun. It's just that I think we managed to choose all the abilities that aren't helping.
You've got honestly, if you guys work hard enough, you'll be able to get him to do something or say something that can be considered like assault, even if it's just verbal.
Right, that's what I'm
You can
thinking,
pull him
because
more.
I guarantee you he's got low impulse control.
You can totally do that. That's no problem.
I'm gonna read his mind.
In fact, you can.
I'm gonna read his mind.
Okay, sounds good.
I want to know what he's really thinking in there.
So you do know that he'll be able to cite that you read his mind without his permission, right?
Is that illegal?
Yes.
It is illegal to read his mind without his permission.
It is not legal, and you can do it. I will not stop you, but but whatever the case is, you'll probably get it thrown out on technicality.
I did not know that it was not illegal. Jeremy Redmond, Freedom Redmond, did not know that.
It's not legal. No, it's not okay.
But my character did know that, and he retracts his previous
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
All right. I think he's got low impulse control. Probably. It's likely that he has low impulse control. So I want to poke him in the chest, like,
eventually, if we were doing, if I had the time and mental energy, we would do a short fight, because when you eventually get to poking and you say you murdered him, he never says yes, but he strikes you back.
Okay. So I take the punch.
I'm sorry, we're fast forwarding. Yeah, it's a good punch. You describe it.
Okay, I'm gonna take the punch, and you know what? It hurts. I'm not gonna lie. All right, but I'm on my feet, and that's enough to arrest him. Right?
Absolutely.
So we arrest him on the grounds of assaulting an officer. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
And suspicion of murder.
We don't have evidence for suspicion of murder yet.
No objection for that.
Now we do have to find that laptop. And maybe in interrogation while he's under arrest, we can, drop the assault charge to tell us where the, No.
If you guys want to call it here, we certainly could. You have arrested the man, and he will definitely get a hefty fine and be on probation. But his connections will probably get him off for the murder charge.
No, I don't want that.
Okay?
But I want you to go.
I'm fine with that.
You seem drained right now, Jeremy.
I am kind of drained, yeah.
I like the idea that we can get him with the assault charge, but he's coming back continuously as a ongoing character.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
That's just the way things are sometimes.
Especially in a TV show, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not always a happy ending.
All right, so you know what? I'm sorry that I'm rushing, but we've been here for a hot minute. I'm pretty exhausted, like I said.
Oh yeah.
I do have some stuff to do, but it's I had a lot of fun. I think that it was very cinematic. I like your characters a lot. We'll do this at some point in the future. We'll talk it out soon, but I think that there's a really epic scene where you get him in there, and if I wasn't super hungry and tired, you'd be like, come on, you did it, and eventually he gets into a fight, and there's probably a straight up actual fight, right?
Right.
You were correct. There's
assume.
low impulse control, emotion control, empathy, and translation.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, he's not a bad fighter. There is a physical fist fight in the library. I'm sure it looks cool. A bunch of books get knocked over. Someone gets thrown.
I dodge everything.
You dodge everything. Do you have some powers that you use to subdue him?
Can I use reflexes to subdue him?
You can use it to avoid getting hit when he throws. I'm thinking Officer Gutierrez at you.
Oh wow.
He's not super strong. He's just a strong man.
I've got reflexes and athletics.
I could use endorphin control to make him super high.
I like that. Do you have anything
Okay,
to help out with? Does Thursday have anything to finish it off?
Do you have anything to finish it off?
Literally no.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're the one who slaps the cuffs on him.
I have
Nice.
I use my lightning decisions to quickly slap the cuffs on him.
Oh, yeah, that actually is pretty good. So you guys do arrest him. You're present at the trial when you explain. Monica Stewart, because you had a good relationship with her specifically, she does testify, and she helps him, and eventually he gets 6 months in jail. It's down quite a bit since he does have a squeaky clean record otherwise, right?
Is the murder case still
So no, what I think is happening is you're going. Do any of you guys have a one-liner for him as you guys like put him in the cop car? If not, it's okay.
I said, I know it was you.
That's good.
I know you couldn't control your own emotions that night. And one day
He looks at you really sadly and he says, "I really wish I could have." And then you put him in the car. So I think you guys drive away.
That one's pretty good.
You guys put him in the car. The camera zooms out and goes down to a bunch of dudes who are partying on a boat, and you can see a crushed up skull and a black priest's cassock sort of like getting washed away in the surf.
Yeah, I figured it was a skull.
The skull has 3 eyes.
Ah.
How could we have gotten to the people on the boat?
We could have just gone down there. There was a beaten up path to the fucking beach.
Oh, I forgot about the path.
Oh!
See, when the path was mentioned, I forgot to ask, had it been used recently?
Yeah, I guess we probably could have figured that out.
Yeah.
I was waiting for you guys to ask about his clothes or anything like that.
I literally did, and you didn't hear me.
We did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
serious? Oh god, that's so sad. I'm so sorry. All the same, I had a good time. I hope you guys did too. I thought it was a pretty
Metachoka
good
suggested
case.
it. I'm gonna give him full credit, but
Yeah,
I.
Metachoka, who stayed here the entire time, even though he had no need to. Figured it all out.
Damn it. We were fucking this close.
Yeah,
I think it probably torments you. You know, he got away with murder.
I mean, we eventually found it, right?
I don't think he did. I think only the audience sees it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we drive away and then it pans down to the
That's
beach.
exactly what he said, yeah.
And then it
Oh,
fades to
yeah,
black.
yeah, exactly.
This seems like too big of a discovery for the people to know at this point in the series.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a short series. I'll do whatever the hell I want with the universe. Last time I ran Mutant City Blues, there was a huge shooting in Cleveland, and all the laws changed.
Really?
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Gravity came up.
Gravity became up. Yeah, there was a bunch of laws changed when a mutant terrorist group showed up. There was like a mass attack. It was really interesting.
It makes sense.
I'm excited to play this more, to be honest.
Yeah,
I had a
we'll
lot of
figure it
fun.
out. Maybe in 2 weeks or something, we'll resume and we'll do it, and we'll make it a little bit faster. We'll find the timing better, and it'll be good.
Yeah,
We won't have to make characters.
Yeah,
so.
I think so. I think not having to make characters is going to be great. We'll help Kasai make his beforehand, and I'm thinking like every other week it's going to be great for this.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it forever, but I think at least a couple of fun sessions would be a lot of fun. A short story arc, you know?
Yep,
Yeah.
I agree.
Cool. So, hey, I had a lot of fun. I'm really glad we got to do this, guys.
thanks
hey,
for running it.
by the way, I'm glad I finally got to play because I've been trying to play with both Sai and you two Redmonds for a long time.
Same
And
here.
major thanks to Metachoco, who,
Yeah.
if he had actually been a party member, would have been very helpful.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
so much for everyone who tuned in and just chilled while we played.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. You know, we plan on doing this again, so.
Yeah, maybe not your normal channel stuff, but I'll have more handouts.
do you guys have a channel you want to shout out really quick?
Nope.
Good night.
El
Good night.
Wongo.
See you soon, guys. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
See ya.
Love you.
Bye.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Yep, thanks, guys. Take her easy. Tune in tomorrow for
The end of Final Fantasy IX.
Final Fantasy IX. Yep. All right, guys. Take her easy. Thank you.